Welcome everybody to Rise, a homebrew superhero system based off of 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons, where it uses much of a lot of that system with some tweaks and twists in it. We have all of our lovely players today that are going to be joining us. One of them unfortunately could not make it today, but they will be joining us next session, and they will introduce themselves when they arrive next time. But for today, we're going to go ahead and have everyone introducing themselves, starting from the bottom, going all the way up. So we're going to start with our good friend Zephyr here. Go ahead and introduce us and tell us a little bit about your character.
Thrown right into the fray. So my character is Zephyr Gell. Zephyr Gell is a kind person. However, they're quite the storm, the tempest. You'll notice they aren't very loud or flashy, but when they walk into a room, it's almost like the air shifts. They've got this energy, a stormy kind of presence that draws eyes and holds them. It's not on purpose, it's just who they are. Their quick wit, sharp tongue, and uncanny ability to turn chaos into something functional makes them stand out, whether they mean to or not. And for Zephyr, growing up, life was complicated in ways they didn't fully understand until much later. Their mom, Royal Gale, was the glue that held it all together. Single mother with hands rough from years of hustling, Aurora did what she could to keep them afloat. From under the table mechanic gigs to serving drinks in back alley bars, sometimes freelancing in ways she didn't talk about. She works tirelessly, often towing the line between survival and sacrifice. And despite the hustle, Aurora was always making time to remind Zephyr they were loved exactly as they were. She was a rock in a world that wasn't always kind to queer and non binary kids, the penchant for tinkering especially. Zephyr learned early on that the world doesn't hand out second chances. You have to make them yourself. And Aurora made sure Zephyr understood both sides of life, practical, hand on skills needed to survive, and the open minded acceptance that made surviving worthwhile. And Zephyr spent countless hours taking apart broken radios, busted microwaves, and discarded engines, just trying to piece together something useful. It wasn't just a hobby, it was survival. Fixing what they could meant that they and their mother could stretch their meager resources just a little further. It wasn't always perfect, though. Zephyr's inventions had a habit of going sideways where they worked. One of their early creations, a prototype delivery phone meant to bring Aurora meals at work, ended up causing a small disaster, flipping a street vendor's car, setting off a domino effect of toppled goods and angry shouts. Aurora smoothed things over, but Zephyr didn't shake the feeling that their mistake can cost more than they realized. Aurora started working longer hours after the incident, often coming home exhausted or not at all. And that was the year that everything changed. One day, Aurora didn't come home. Zephyr tried to piece together what had happened, but the answers were elusive. Whispers and rumors suggested Aurora had gotten in too deep with people she couldn't say no to, and Zephyr buried themselves in their work, turning their grief and guilt into a relentless drive to build, to fix, to make something better out of the wreckage. And now, at 24, Zephyr has honed their skills into something formidable. They've become known for their ingenuity and resourcefulness. Even if their methods are unconventional, the chaos they once created has become something of a signature, controlled storm that seems to follow them wherever they go. Recently, Zephyr now finding themselves in Philadelphia, chasing a lead about Aurora's disappearance. A friend of a friend mentioned that someone at the Helix Institute of Bioengineering might have information. The institute, known for its cutting edge research and controversial experiments, has a reputation for pushing boundaries and sometimes stepping over them. Zephyr isn't sure what to believe, but they'll follow any thread if it means getting closer to the truth. And the trip to Philly is a mix of desperation and curiosity. The Helix Institute represents everything Zephyr values and fears: innovation, power, and the potential for things to spiral out of control. They're not sure what they'll find. They know that they can't stop now.
Clapping, clapping, clapping.
Yippee!
Very good, very good.
Yippee.
Next up, thank you, Zephyr. We're excited to play with you today. Hank,
So am I.
you are up.
All right. Hank is a United States Marine Corps veteran, originally from the town of Dixon, Illinois. Let me take a look. I had it pulled up. Give me a sec.
You're not even prepared. Wow.
Well,
List,
Wow.
list.
okay. Gosh.
After serving honorably in the Second Syrian Intervention, he received a cancer diagnosis, which the VA, of course, refused to cover. Learning the news, he went to go deliver it to his estranged parents, but finding them murdered, he turned to vigilantism to bring their killers to justice. Succeeding that, he continued his extrajudicial streak and used the funds to pay for treatments. Eventually, he received word from the VA that Helix, a bio company, was offering some kind of experimental treatment, which he accepted. Short and sweet.
That was very, very good. Thank you for that. Excited to play with you, Hank.
And same likewise.
Flint, give us what you got.
Oh, sorry. I was on a important phone call. I didn't forget that I was
Thank you for
muted.
the follow, meant looking forward to this. A kiss for you.
Everybody, I'm Flint Colman.
Mwah! Here's a
29
welcome
years old.
message.
I'm a former volunteer firefighter haunted by a tragic event that cost many lives, including the disappearance of my best friend, which driven. Oh, yeah, a lot of stuff happened. A lot of time has passed, and I'm here giving off some lectures, trying to promote fire safety. Not avoiding anything at all. I'm kind of hungry though, so I will be at the food court.
Okay. Thank you. We're excited to have you here, Flint.
Two types of D&D players, everybody.
Everly, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourselves?
Okay. So my character is Everly Knight. She is a quiet and analytical person and the daughter of two doctors that work at Helix Institute of Bioengineering. Growing up, she spent a lot of time on the Helix campus, either running around trying to find a way to entertain herself as a kid who couldn't care less what was going on, or as a teen asking way too many questions. But her parents had hoped that she would follow in their path of science, but she really only cared about the data that they collected, and so she decided to pursue data analysis instead. So when Helix had reached out asking for data analysts to help archive and catalog old data ahead of their new exhibition, she of course accepted because it was a good excuse to spend more time with her parents, but also a chance to kind of answer questions that she had and kind of dive into the curiosity of Helix with some of the rumors that they had as well.
Okay. We're excited to play with you, Everly. Thank you for Finally, Allegro.
I am Allegro Evans. He is the only son of a famous dancer and a brilliant pilot, named by his mother with the hopes that he would bring joy and light into their lives. Shortly after his 8th birthday, his mother died in a mysterious accident, leaving behind an unfillable space in the Evans family. Allegro's father, Kai Evans, tried to fill the space with flight training, pushing his son to follow his footsteps. Not wanting to upset his father, Allegro followed. Now 23 years old, Allegro graduated a year early with a bachelor's of aviation and a minor in creative arts. He works for his father's airline, Abstract Airways, and can always be found either flying his Cessna 172 or creating a mural somewhere hidden in his father's hangars. Today, Allegro is heading over to the Helix Institute because a scientist there wants him to paint a mural in his office, and it's his first big, like, artistic gig, and he's excited to see where it'll go.
Ooh. And with that, we're going to go ahead and get into the game. Let me go ahead and start. Music's a little quiet, actually. Let me see. Unless that's just on my end. No, there we go. That's good. Yep. All of you are heading to this place for one reason or another. You've come to the town of Philadelphia as the city's bustling. Some of you may not be used to this type of city life. Some of you are used to it, traveling on the road at all times. You see all manners of people, normal and powered alike. As you're walking down the street, you can see a boy floating in the air, being held by a leash by his mother, just trying to prevent him from just flying away. You see what looks like a family of almost like animalistic people. They seem to almost be like just different forms as their shape changers. And then you also see just your everyday normal people walking along the street as well, and they all seem to be coexisting and living together. Some of the superpowered individuals get strange looks, but most people tolerate them and accept them for who they are. Down the road, you can see that there's police. They seem to be surrounding a suspect. It seems to be a superpowered individual who's robbing a coffee store. And off in the distance, you can see a superhero. He's flying around, and you can hear him yelling out at the top of his lungs, saying, "Villain, stop right there. You drop the hostage, or I'll have no choice but to use deadly force." And you hear him yelling out, "You can't stop me, Apex. I've got a hostage. You take one wrong move, and I'll blow their head off."
Apex Legends?
Apex Legends reference? You see everyone beginning to act very nervous. The hero just smiles and says, "No, you won't be hurting anyone today," as you see lasers leave his eyes, heating up the gun that's in his hands. The man drops it out of pain, and in the blink of an eye, you see this hero swoop down and grab him by his shirt, holding a fist up as he's about to punch him, say, "Surrender now if you want to keep your head." The man surrenders, and everyone begins to cheer for him as he bathes in the admiration. Some of you may be impressed by this. Some of you, maybe not. These are things that you could have potentially already seen on the news, or something that you would have seen regularly people talking about through streams, YouTube, anything else. But you're here for a purpose. You're going to the Helix Institute of Bioengineering, where it has some of the greatest scientists in the country. We're going to go one by one of each of you who's going to be going in here. We're going to base this off of a roll. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. So there are only 4 of you tonight. Or there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sorry, 5 of you tonight.
Your counting
So
skills are so good, GM.
I know.
Math is hard.
Allegro will be 1, Everly is 2, Flint 3, Hank 4, Zephyr 5. I'm going to go ahead and roll a D5, and we're going to see who's going to show up at the event first.
I guess you guys are stuck in the middle with me.
It looks like Zephyr is going to be showing up at the event before everyone else.
What a go-getter.
What can I say? I'm in there.
Nerd.
Let me go ahead and
Dork
move
alert.
everyone over there. The map will now appear. As you walk in, Zephyr, you see this whole event. You see 14 different stations and stands where there seem to be scientists who are talking to people, showing them their research and the things that they've invented. And you see plenty of other people walking around the exhibit, some wearing nice suits that almost look like they're sponsors, seeing if their payments have basically paid off. And others are just civilians who are generally curious about what's going on. But you're here for a purpose. You're here for answers. So why don't you go ahead and go to the first place that you would like to go to ask some questions.
All right. Well, gotta be honest here. I'm a little blind.
Oh, let me see. Can your character not see? Give me 1 second.
Can we roll for glasses, please?
How's that?
Are we already making perception checks?
I want to make sure everyone can see.
I can see.
I can see.
Okay.
I
It's
have
just me.
advantage.
I'm blind. My perception, it didn't come out great.
Zero.
I'm
Zillion.
rolling a nat one. So I think towards Zephyr here, they're going to lean towards anything that essentially has to do with anything mechanical. Just due to their background, being a mechanic, they like anything that can kind of deconstruct, put their mind to, you know. So I believe they'll go to the first thing that looks very mechanical or has a lot of moving parts and you can tinker around with or observe in close detail.
The first thing that would catch your eye then at that point would be the neural nexus. So the neural nexus seems to be made of lots of machinery, very mechanical, a lot of moving parts. And it almost seems to have like an enclosed case where there's a display and you see what almost looks like a person sitting inside of it and a machine working on their head.
I believe I'd definitely go there.
Let me make sure you got control over your character. So yeah, so you
I
should.
might
So you can go ahead and move your
Need
character
that
over there if you
little.
want.
Can I get the link for that?
Oh, you're not on the roll 20. That's why you're blind. Okay, give me a second. Yeah, I'll send you that roll 20 link.
Oh, what? Your camera's stuck in loading hell, please. There we go.
Mine is?
Yeah, I fixed it. It's okay. I looked over and I was
Okay.
like, why is there just a blank
Hey,
screen?
I might just be
Wait.
my history. Let's see.
It's always just first session issues. That's all.
Yeah, you know.
All right, copy link. There we go. It says that you're in the roll 20. So I will send you the link just to roll 20, like the actual thing itself. Here you go.
Also, I hope you know the first thing that someone says when they join was, "Hi, hello, blind. I'm Dad." So we got the first dad joke of the campaign. Oh,
Wow.
Yippee!
That's so good.
Yay!
Can you see now?
Let's see. Let's see.
Oh god, I got
Good. We're waiting for the abysmal loading screen.
There it is.
Cool.
There you go. And then I will focus you because you're at the bottom here. Focus ping. And where you are wanting to go, if you zoom out, yeah, you see the north axis. As you
Nice.
approach it, you can see a more serious looking man with a name tag on. It says Dr. Kyle Herbitz. And he stands in front of the machine and he seems to be talking to a woman that's in front of him. He thanks her for asking the questions and looks over to you as you approach. He says, "Hello, I'm Dr. Kyle Herbitz, and this is my machine, the Neural Nexus. Is there anything about it that would interest you?"
What? I think I'm a little interested in like what exactly the neural nexus is. What exactly is it? Its purpose? What are we doing?
Says, "Certainly. The Neural Nexus is a brain augmentation lab. You see, the Neural Nexus was originally created to help fight many different diseases of the neural type, including brain cancer, or Alzheimer's, and anything else of the sort. Though its progression has been moving more towards augmentation instead when it comes to cybernetics, including brain analysis chips that would track not only brain activity but bodily health and alert you when any sort of sickness or pathogen would be entering your body. Also, making sure that your brain is functioning at its peak to allow the rest of the body to do the same to keep you in immaculate health. Right now, the biggest thing that we are popular for is being able to install the chips that allow you to communicate with any of the electronic devices around you, including your ATM, your computer, or your phone, without even actually having to pick it up.
So basically, I could be unstoppable.
Unstoppable in a sense of you'd be a human computer, yes.
Some might
Is
already
he-
say that I am a human computer.
In fact, I've already done most of this myself, actually, as you can tell. When you look at him, you realize most of his body is cybernetics as he like kind of unbuttons his suit a bit. You can tell by the way the steel comes up past his ears that really the only parts of him that are human are mainly his face. The rest of his body is almost completely augmented. I actually transferred my brain into this cybernetic machine along with a copy of my face to allow me to stop aging temporarily so I may continue work on my neural nexus.
See, that's rather interesting. I didn't think that I would come over here and see someone stripping in front of me, but I am rather curious. If does everyone just go through augmentation processes? How easy is that?
Augmentation is not as easy as it always looks. Sometimes your blood type can actually begin to fight against the augmentation, so it does require some therapeutic treatments. And many augmentations are also quite expensive. So if your insurance doesn't cover it, unfortunately, it will have to come out of your pocket. Though these are demonstrations for today, so any augmentations that you would wish to get would be discounted, of course.
Interesting. Do you have like a card? What are the prices we're talking about here?
So certainly, here's my card. As he hands you, not a business card, but it is basically his name, his field of study, and like his contact information. He says, I do personal appointments where we can set up a listing of what kind of augmentations that you would like to get. This is based off of your stature and I believe you could do really, really well with some leg augmentations.
I was thinking more in like line of like maybe a tail, 3 tails, maybe wings.
That is something that could also be done, though those are still in the more experimental phase, as it's more propulsion that comes out the back, but we're having trouble keeping the burning from happening to the flesh.
Gotcha. I mean, anything that gives me a little more personality, you know what I'm saying?
Because of course, though we would need to start with the neural side anyway. We'd have to augment your brain so you'd be able to control all of this.
I'm a little bit finicky about anyone touching my brain, but
Of course, most people are, but I can show you there's very minimal glitches.
What was that? What happened there?
I'm sorry, I'm not sure what you're talking about.
Yeah, you kind of like, did you turn into a DJ? You kept repeating the words. I'm a little confused.
It's emphasis. He's completely stone-faced, like acting like he's serious.
Yeah, I'll have to look over it with other, researchers and friends, versed in the area to see if this is something I'd like to go down. But I'll keep your card on hand.
Certainly. He says, I do hope to hear from you soon. If you have any other questions, I'll be here all night.
Of course.
With that, we're going to move on to the next person. Going to be the 1 through 4 now. Allegro, you're coming in next.
Yippee!
Let me go ahead and move in your character.
There he is.
There he is. Allegro, as you step in, this place is quite exotic from what you're used to. Being mostly in the sky and around the arts and just living in within your like higher standard of life, you obviously are used to better technologies and like finer things, but this is almost completely foreign. This is something that is like so unique and brand new to you. It almost like catches you off guard. But you're here for the arts. You're here to paint. So where's the first place you would like to go?
He's gonna pull up his phone and look at his email and try to find the name of his contact.
You're looking through your emails, and you can see that the email is signed from Richard R.I.S.E, doctor.
Sir Richard, please. Yeah, no, he'll walk over to the first person like he sees within like view, which is me, Dr. Eric over here.
Ah, good evening, young one. Are you interested in any of my sweets?
They look very interesting, but no, I had a meeting with Dr. Richard.
Dr. Richard. Can you,
Yes.
do you know the full name of Dr. Richard?
Checks his email again. Say it again because I'm silly.
Dr. Richard R.I.S.E.
Richard Reinecke, I believe it is.
Ah, Dr. Reinecke. Sorry, but he is busy at the moment, but he will be having his announcement here quite soon. If you'd like, I can try to get him out here a little bit early for you. But in the meantime, would you like to try some of my chocolate salty bowls?
Allegro is gonna his eyebrows are gonna raise pardon?
He brings out a small brown sack, and inside you see are balled chocolate covered in sea salt.
He says, these ones, unfortunately, I have to get rid of. They're a little uneven and flat on the bottom because they sat on the stove for just a little too long.
Don't want flat
So they're a
bottoms,
little
silly.
misshapen.
You know, names are a very important thing. It just context-wise.
Yes, speaking of names, my name is Dr. Eric Sogondis. It's very nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well. I'm Allegro,
It is very nice to meet you, Allegro.
whose character
Here.
name is currently misspelled on the Roll20.
Is it?
There's 2 L's.
Oh no! Oh no!
I'm just
I don't know what
picking
you're talking about. Don't know what you're talking about.
No, yeah, didn't see that.
He hands you
Oh,
the
you got
brown
FDA approval then.
sack though, and says,
I do hope you enjoy my Sogondis chocolate balls.
You know, I really think you could do it with a better naming system.
And why is that?
Because when you tell someone to suck on your balls, I don't think they're going to want to.
Well, why not? They're delicious. My balls have been complimented all throughout the event today.
Alexa's gonna grab one and pop it into his mouth. How are they? Are they good?
go ahead and roll me a d10.
Alright. We go over to this one.
Remember, if you get a 10, you get addicted.
Oh god. 1d10. That's a 3.
It's a 3. A little too salty. You can tell they were on the stovetop for a little too long because they're a little burnt.
Salty.
He says, yes, I did say they were my salty chocolate balls. He says, would you prefer some of my nuts?
You know, he's gonna offer back the bat.
He takes the bag back.
I'm good, thank you. I've never had something quite like it. Let me tell you, it's new experience. Absolutely.
He says, yes, these are just one of my latest experiments. You see, I run the lab of sweets. Here we're able to create any concoction that you could come up with as long as it's related to candy and sweets. I have a sweets tooth myself.
Don't we all?
Is there anything specific you would like to try to create?
You know, do you do sour? I love sour foods.
She says, I can create you the world's most sour candy. Give me one moment.
Maybe not the world's most sour, just like the medium.
He grabs
No,
a few vials
the
and just starts
medium.
mixing concoctions together.
Medium sour.
He heats it to 500 Kelvin very quick, and it like liquefies, and then he freezes it as it calcifies immediately, becoming a hard candy.
He says, and then the final touch, as he takes a little dropper,
Drops it in.
you see it hit and just burn a hole straight through it. He goes, it's perfect.
He takes a chisel, just cracks it into like hard rock candy pieces, puts it in a little baggie, and says,
Here you are, son.
Thank you.
The world's most sour hard candy. That will be $5.
Oh, he's gonna kind of reach around, grab his wallet, and give him a 10.
He says, I don't have change.
That's all right. That's all right. Take it.
Thank you for the tip.
he puts it away,
And says, if you would like to learn more about the sweets or create your own concoctions, please stop by.
Yes, and you'll get Dr. Richard here for me if you can, correct?
Says, of course, I'll contact him and he should meet you on the main stage here shortly.
All right, thank you.
Says, also, there is a side effect to that candy. Though it is incredibly sour, it clears you of any sinus congestion.
Curious.
You can call it Allegro Allegra.
God damn it.
We're not even an hour in, DM. We're not even an hour in. Allegra, I've never heard of that.
You've never heard of Allegra, like the
No.
allergy medicine?
No, I don't have allergies.
What rock have you lived under then?
I don't have allergies.
he looks you up and down.
You don't seem the type.
No, I don't. Well, thank you for this. I will definitely make use of these. He's gonna go look for the nearest trash can.
That works. Now we're gonna move on to the next character.
I have to run and eat dinner, but I should be back before the next character, if that's all right.
That's fine. Number 1. This time it will be Everly. Let me go ahead.
Rigged.
Rigged? What? Everly, as you show up at this event, same thing as the others. You walk in, and I would say you seem amazed, but you've seen a lot of this before. Yeah, considering you work here and your parents are scientists here, you know, it's nothing new. Though it still amazes you to see how a lot functions. This is just another day for you. But you're here to enjoy the event, to support your parents, and maybe get a little bit of data in the process. So where is the first place you would like to go?
Hold on. Let me see.
Bum, 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 bum.
Is there any like display that is displaying any data that might catch my attention, or is it just the actual technology itself?
It's just the actual technology itself. A few of them do have like computers and stuff at them that display data. The only one where you would visually be able to see the data right away would be the VR and AR reflex site.
Okay, and I'm gonna start.
As you approach the VR and AR Reflex site, you can see that someone's just now taking off the augmented glasses as Dr. Aaron Cole says, "Thank you for trying my exhibit. I thoroughly hope you enjoyed it." As the woman begins to walk away, Dr. Cole sees you and says, "Oh, Everly, how are you doing this?"
I'm doing all right.
Says, "Good. Are you here to try my exhibit? You've always been so suspicious of trying it."
Why not?
Says, "Perfect. I've got just the thing for you." So he puts the glasses on you. And you see him typing into his computer as he's booting up one of the virtual realities for you. As you are loaded in, you're in a completely blank white room. Suddenly, you are holding what looks to be 2 lightsabers. You hear music going off in the background.
Gosh.
Very swiftly, you see boxes with arrows pointing in different directions coming at you. You have to match to the beat of the music. I need an acrobatics check, please.
Oh gosh.
It would just be a D20 since all stats currently are just straight 10s. So just a D20 check.
I do this right. Did it right.
It's a 17. You get through all of the song with very minimal mistakes. It's weird that he put you on Expert Plus Crab Rave, but you got through it.
Yay.
He says, "So, how did you enjoy the game?"
It wasn't bad.
He says, "I was going to put you in the data analyst simulator, but I figured you would find that too boring considering that's just your work."
Oh.
Are you upset?
Tiny bit, but it's fine.
Says, "Oh, well, I'm sorry. I didn't realize it was going to upset you." Says, "If you'd like, I can put you back into it with the data analyst simulator."
No, I think.
Okay, well, is there anything that you're looking for specifically while you're wandering around here?
I don't know. Kind of got everything done for the day. I don't really have anything left to do.
Well, why don't you just enjoy the exhibit? I mean, it's rare that you actually come around and see any of our inventions.
Yeah.
Maybe go say hi to your parents. You haven't talked to them all day.
That's fair. Never really been interested in the inventions much anyway, so I might do that.
And who knows? Maybe you'll find a new love for them today.
Doubtful, but okay.
We're going to move on to the next character. There's only two that need introduced. Flint,
Hi.
you're up.
Oh, okay.
As you walk in, Flint, you take a deep breath as you're just steeling yourself, ready to teach this fire safety course.
Oh,
You're looking around, trying to find the one in charge. But when you walk in, off in the distance, you see a bright glow. As over at the top right, you see what looks like fire spewing out of almost one of the machines, and then immediately disappearing and people clapping for it.
oh no.
What's the
Alright.
first thing you do?
Flint's kind of like panically trying to go away from that side and head towards. And he's kind of like following noses at this point. He's a little bit peckish from basically just driving all the way to just get here without eating breakfast. He's gonna find himself in the flavor lab.
Okay. You head over to the flavor lab. And when you walk up, you see the woman standing there. Let me pull up my voice changer. Why is it not starting up? Hold on one second. Is that voice changer? There we go.
Hello and welcome to the Flavor Lab. What exactly is it you're looking for today?
Oh, what do you guys have?
Well, we have all kinds of different ingredients. You see, my life's work is mainly science, but I'm very much into the holistic healing of when it comes to foods and the effects they have on the body. So most of my foods actually have different kinds of effects I can do for you. Like I've got a plate of brownies that's supposed to increase the serotonin in your brain to give you a better mood for the day. I've got over here these are a plate of nachos, but these have specific antibodies in them that are actually supposed to help fight tooth decay. And many, many other things.
Oh, do you have any free samples?
Of course I have free samples. Here you are. These are the free samples that I'm giving out for today.
Hold on. I had to turn off the voice changer. She hands you this small cup of what looks like a little cereal, and it seems to have smoke coming off of it.
Is this safe?
Yes, it's completely safe, but please don't drink the liquid. That is liquid nitrogen. It will kill you if you drink it. So just eat the cereal.
I don't. I do it anyway, but I'm trying to say that this isn't very safe.
It's safe in moderation. In fact, it's called Dragon's Breath. It used to be popular back in the early 2010s, and it was resurfaced so we could make it safer for consumption, though the liquid nitrogen still had to be used.
Well, why did you need liquid nitrogen?
Well, look, it has a smoky effect, as if a dragon was breathing out of it.
Oh, could you do the same thing with warm milk and an ice cube? Like flavor pack type thing?
Well, it wouldn't be the exact same, but I'm sure the effect could be similar. Though, you're going to find that you're going to have an interesting effect with the cereal.
As you finish eating some of the cereal, you realize when you open your mouth to talk that smoke comes out of it. So for a little bit now, when you talk, it'll look like you're just breathing smoke.
Oh. Oh, wow.
Oh, you must be careful. It looks like your mouth might be on fire.
He's gonna just start walking away rapidly.
Okay, you start walking away as fast as you can. I guess we're gonna switch to the next character then. The last one here is gonna be Hank. Let me go ahead and add in Hank's token.
Wait, you're not gonna roll the D1?
I don't think I need to. Hank.
Wow, not rolling? Oh, okay.
Rigged.
Hank, you step into this place. You're there for a purpose. When you step in, you are very nervous. You feel your nodules just aching and swelling a little bit. Almost as if you're afraid it's not, whatever's here may not work. But what's the harm in trying? You've gone this long.
What's the worst they can do? Kill me?
Where would you like to go first?
I mean, I think he's just gonna approach the nearest person that looks like that works there that he sees, and he's gonna kind of pull out his letter from the VA or from the DoD. Excuse me, sir. I'm supposed to be meeting with a doctor. What does the letter say? I don't think we actually came up with the person that he's meeting for.
Dr. Richard Reinecke sent you the letter and said,
Okay,
"Come to
okay.
the exposition. That any of the showcases will be more than happy to try to help you, and if they seem to not be able to do it, then he will personally help you himself."
Oh, okay, okay.
So this Reineken guy drew a lot of us here.
Really getting around, yeah.
Really going around, goddamn.
Excuse me, I'm supposed to be meeting a
Suggestion,
Dr.
I think he's the
Reinecke.
big bad, guys. I think he's the big bad.
Wow, why are you assuming Magneto before you're assuming Professor Xavier? But
What? So you asked this man, you're looking for Dr. Richard Reinecke?
Yeah.
He looks at you and says, "I don't know where he's at, but I'm sure he'll be starting his speech here soon."
All right. Well, thank you for that. He's just gonna walk off. I think Hank is gonna take a look at the what is that? The nano chamber.
Okay. So you go over to the nano chamber. As you approach, you see an old man sitting there. He seems to have like the nanites all over his arm, and they seem to kind of be almost like doing a dance around him.
Ooh, sure that's safe?
Says, "Huh? Not exactly sure. The doctor over there said that they were fine to interact with, though." As he points over to Dr. Becca Knight.
Curious, Hank is gonna approach Dr. Becca Knight.
She seems to have her back to you at the moment as she's messing with what looks to be the alchemical lab. As you see a stone sitting in front of her, and she types in a few things on her computer, and that stone liquefies and turns into a puddle. And then she starts playing sound, and you see the puddle lifting up and hardening into stone as each sound emanates.
Hank's gonna just lightly tap her on the shoulder. Excuse me, ma'am, are you in charge of the little robots that guy has?
Oh, yes. Yes, I am.
She like adjusts her glasses and wipes them off a little bit.
Are you interested in the nano chamber?
Consider me curious.
Perfect. Well, let me show you all about it.
She brings you over to the nano chamber. You can see inside the machine just millions upon millions of nanites that seem to be flowing around in a like a strange wave-like pattern.
Because these nanites are incredibly advanced. They've been used in the medical fields, in the military, in most scientific research, even when it comes to adjusting things on a molecular level to get them just right. These little things come in very handy. In fact, they're tied into most of my other research, which is the blood works and the alchemical lab here.
Military? You guys had a weapons contract with DoD?
Oh, no, not weapons, medical. You see, my husband is actually a veteran. During his deployment, he lost his legs due to an IED, and when he came back, he decided to go into a similar study as me. Though his was more focused on regeneration, mine was focused on improving and helping the body become better as it is. See, with mine, the nanites in the medical field, they enter into the bloodstream and they remove any foreign bodies and objects. So any bullet shrapnel or anything that was left in the body will be consumed by the nanites and turned into energy for the body. Therefore, it will no longer affect them, and then closing up the wound, allowing it for faster recovery and a much lower death rate on the battlefield.
Sounds Sounds like you're the woman to talk to then. As he's gonna kind of like uncrumple the letter. Dr. R.I.S.E says I might be able to help me out here. And he's gonna
Oh,
kind of pass the letter for her to read about the his condition and sort of the agreement made with the VA.
well, this is interesting. First off, thank you for your service. And
Yeah, likewise to your husband.
also my condolences for your diagnosis, but I would be more than happy to be able to try to help you.
Well, I'd be very appreciative of that, ma'am.
I have 3 facilities here that could more than likely try to help with this. I can't guarantee success, but I mean, this would be a once in a lifetime achievement. If this does work, you'd be one of the first people truly cured of cancer. I mean, I know I've been studying this kind of research for a while, but I've never actually had a test subject. Are you sure you're willing for this?
What's the worst it could do? Kill me?
Yes, that actually could happen.
Well, I'm dying anyway, Doc, so why don't we get this thing moving?
All right, give me one moment.
She seems very excited and like is like grabbing a bunch of paperwork and stuff, and she's just looking over it real quick
And hands it to you and says, I need you to sign a release form.
What, so I can't sue you if I die or something?
So there's no liability if anything were to happen to you, including death.
I think Hank's gonna like just kind of lightly skim the document and make sure he's not like selling his soul to them or something, you know. No, he'll.
Good. You skim through it, and it's the basis of like a scientific test study document. Not selling your soul, but it's saying like we have the right to like test on you for so long. When you wish to stop, you can stop. But anything that happens to you during the testing or effects that will concur after the testing are not liable of like the scientist or their works.
Yeah, what the hell? Can't be any worse than getting shot at. He's gonna sign it and pass the papers back.
She seems very, very excited. She says,
Perfect. Then, I guess let's get started. Are you wanting to start with the nano chamber, or would you like to try the blood works or the alchemical lab? And if for some reason none of these seem to your liking, my husband would be more than happy to help you. He's actually right over there.
as she points over across the way over towards the Genesis chamber, Bioforge, and the Chrono Lab.
Well, I'll be sure to stop by on my way out at the very least. But what's the success rate look like on these guys? You said they've been using medical applications before?
Yes, actually, both the blood works and the nano chamber have been used in medical applications. Though, like I said, you would be one of the first test subjects when it comes to cancer nullification and removal. So, it's a complete unknown at this point.
Yeah, well, how different is a tumor from a chunk of shrapnel, really?
Well, quite different, actually. A chunk of shrapnel is an object that enters into the body. It's completely foreign to. Oh, you were being sarcastic. my apologies.
No. Just a little gallows humor.
Yes, indeed. Then let's start with the nano chamber.
Of course, at your recommendation.
And with that, we're going to move back to Zephyr.
Hi.
Tell me, Zephyr, where is it you're wanting to head to?
Well, I'm still curious, right? I came here following a lead, looking for any remnants or clues for where my mother has gone or what happened to them.
So, I guess you would have to decide which place could potentially give you those clues, or who do you think could give you those clues?
perhaps looking to head over to the Chrono Lab. So let's see.
Going over to the Chrono Lab. As you walk over to the Chrono Lab, you can see the doctor there. You approach, you see that the bottom half of his body, mostly his legs, are completely cybernetic. But you see a lot of scarring on his hands, as if he had been hurt somehow and then repaired once again. But you see him currently talking to somebody that's at the Bioforge. They seem to be messing with it, and he's saying, "Now, be careful. No, don't do that. Don't touch. Oh, just be cautious when you're messing with. Oh goodness." And he turns around and sees you. He says, welcome. Well, welcome to my section. Do any of my machines interest you? We have the Chrono Lab. We have our Bioforge and our Genesis chamber.
Hi, lovely to meet you. Well, I'm quite interested in anything mechanical. Both sound really intriguing. What do they do?
He says, well, if you're looking for mechanical, then really any of these would work, though the Genesis chamber and the Chrono Lab would be the most likely to fit your liking. He says, now, the Genesis chamber, I've actually used myself. It is for cellular regeneration. It's a breakthrough in medical technology. You see, we've been able to completely heal deep wounds and restore organs that have been missing for years. Let's say, in an accident, you had lost one of your lungs. This machine, as long as you stay inside of it for so long, will actually enter into your body and rebuild your lung with your own bodily tissue, expanding the process, regrowing it as a lizard would his own tail, ensuring longevity and survival of the human species. The Chrono Lab, on the other hand, is slightly different. The Chrono Lab is for stasis. This is for those with near uncurable diseases or incredibly life-threatening injuries or illnesses. It basically, instead of putting you in a coma, it gives you a chance to live your life unimpeded. The Chrono Lab finds the disease into your body and halts its progress momentarily until we can find a way to fight it. We've used it on many patients, including Alzheimer's, cancer, and many other diseases that have been coming through. In fact, when COVID-34 decided to rear its head once again, we were able to use the Genesis chamber to completely isolate the disease, create a vaccine for it, and nullify it before it was able to spread to the public.
Well, these are rather advanced. I expect nothing less from the Helix Institute. However, I don't think I see any use case scenarios for me in particular when it comes to these machines.
Well, what's the scenario you're exactly looking for?
To be honest, I'm just trying to find someone who has some information that I'm looking for.
Has information. So you're looking for somebody as a friend, a family member? Are they lost or are they deceased?
Something like that. I was given clues as to where I could follow a lead, as to where a loved one might have gone. So, lost, yes.
I'm sorry. I do hope you find them soon. The only place I could potentially recommend would be over by my wife's station. Perhaps the Bloodworks. I mean, the only time we keep any sort of information when it comes to people who've stopped through here or given anything to our systems, it would be with blood donations, which would be my wife's territory. Perhaps if
this person you're searching for was generous enough to donate blood, we would have it in our systems.
You make a good point. I'll follow up on that later.
I do sincerely hope that you find who you're looking for.
I think I just walk away.
Walk away. And then we move on to the next person, Allegro.
Oh yeah, after depositing the world's sourest candy in the nearest trash can.
Gotcha.
Getting that out of I don't know what that is. I don't want it anywhere near me. He is going to actually also head over here.
As you walk over, I would say you actually pass by Zephyr or Zephyrus.
Time to playboy it up. He's going to give like one of those like crooked cocky grins. And like kind of just smile.
Zephyr, just following up on that lead. I'm very curious about who they could find information from. Simply walks forward with purpose. Just a very cool stride. Maybe a slight glance. And says, yeah, this person looks interesting. A little quirky. But what can you expect? This Eaglix Institute.
He watches them like walk away, shrugs his shoulders, and keeps walking.
Allegro's like, I shot my shot.
I gave a smirk. They didn't smirk back. Moving on.
Like, they're just not interested. That's all.
Whatever.
It's very
You're like,
intently focused.
They want me. And you walk away.
I know my worth. Flips hair.
Oh, goodness. Oh, so you go over to the same doctor as he watches you approach and he says, Welcome to my machines. Do any of them interest you? I have the Chrono Lab, we have our Bioforge, we have our Genesis Chamber.
Yes. Wait, what does a Bioforge do?
Give me 1 second. Let me get to the
Does it break my
Bioforge.
Discord? Because that looks like what it
Does-
does.
The Bioforge is, sir, you've been over here for a while. Can you, what are you doing? So he looks over, you see him actually like trying to replicate a donut. He says, no, sir, you need to leave. You can't eat anything from here. Oh. He ends up leaving. Says, I'm terribly sorry. He
Yes.
sweeps away the object. He says, apparently he was trying to recreate some free food. You see, the Bioforge is actually DNA splicing itself.
Really?
Yes, we have been able to create many different mutations and genetic alterations from the Bioforge itself, though in a controlled situation. Let me show you. Observe.
Yes, please.
He brings you over. He says, now, to bring in a test subject, he drops in a lab mouse. He says, this mouse has been engineered with incredible feats of strength. As he puts down a 2-pound barbell, and you watch, and he puts cheese behind it. You watch the mouse walk over, lift up the barbell over its head, and just throw it behind it, and go over to the cheese and start to eat it.
That's magnificent. Amazing.
He says, and it didn't even increase the muscle mass of the mouse itself. It just tightened the muscles and allowed them for greater strength. Though, unfortunately, the downside was much less mobility and dexterity. So the mouse is only really able to move in a tight formation.
Ah, that's so interesting. Have you
Yes.
done any other studies with it?
Yes, we have. Now, this one's quite interesting. You hear him whistle. You see a snake slither out from underneath the Bioforge, and it slithers up onto his arm, and you see it like kind of sitting there looking at you. He says, this will be our test subject for today.
Tell me, what is your name?
Allegro.
Allegro. What is your favorite animal?
Well, my mother always loved red pandas. So do I.
Says, a red panda, you say?
Yes.
Okay, then. He whispers to the snake, and you watch as the snake begins to turn a red color. You see its tail become incredibly furry, and it begins to grow legs rapidly as it turns into a red panda and climbs along his shoulders.
Oh, that's brilliant.
This is genetic shapeshifting. The mutations of the cells allow it to change into the animal form that you desire. Though you have to have actually seen the animals, which recently we went to the zoo, and it was able to see every other kind of animal that resided within the zoo. Because of this, it's able to change into its shape, though only temporarily. As you watch as it slowly begins to grow, it scales back and turns back into a snake.
Give me a moment while I try to fix the fact that your video camera's lagging.
It's not lagging, it's just your computer.
Just my computer. I've never seen anything like it. Could this be implemented in humans?
Yes. I mean, it's absolutely possible, though. No, I haven't had human testing on it because there were some side effects.
As there always is. Progress is always
Yes.
hindered, is it not?
It always is, though I do hope to do human-like testing soon because this will help progress us even further into evolution.
Oh, absolutely. I completely understand.
Is there any other of my machines that interest you? If not, you may play with the Bioforge for a bit. Just please don't try to recreate food. You are supposed to pay for that while you're here.
I will not recreate food. I just love to see more animals, honestly. It's brilliant.
Well then, let's test your skills. As he places a wooden cube in front of you, he says, change the genetic structure of this wooden cube and turn it into a cardinal. Let's see how good you do. I will give you the basic layout for it as you see digital blueprints appearing in front of you, very simplified, walking you through step by step how to do this.
Cool. He's he's gonna like glance them over, kind of take note, and then try.
And now we're going to move over to the next person, which is going to be Everly. Everly, where is the next place that you go?
I will look it up.
You said you're going to what?
I'm looking at the options really quick.
Oh,
Sorry.
you're good. Sorry. Yeah, you were quiet, so you cut out a little bit.
I think I moved my mic. Okay.
Want to give someone in chat said that the map is gorgeous and to extend their compliments. So to Everly, the game master, fantastic job.
Ooh, thank you.
Yeah, you did really great.
For the sake of showing my face to the mom to not get nagged at later, I'll go up to Bloodworks.
You go up to the Bloodworks. You can see another person walking up right around the same time as you as well. This would be Zephyrus.
Okay.
Both of you can see that Dr. Knight is very, very excitedly like setting up something for this person who's sitting there who
appears to be like taking their shirt off and like getting ready for what almost looks like a procedure.
Are we doing procedures at the exhibition now?
Oh, oh, hold on. Hello, Everly. Oh, it's so good to see you here. She hugs you. She says, this is actually a very unique case. Everly, I would like to let you meet Hank. He has cancer, and he has agreed to allow me to test on him to see if we can remove it with the nano chamber. Isn't that so exciting?
Oh, that is cool.
Zephyr, you also hear this as you approach at the
Okay.
same time that Everly would.
I mean, bold. They just volunteered.
That's all the VA would cover, I'm afraid.
Says, it's going to be an absolute breakthrough if it works, though. This will be one of the first cases of actually cured cancer. No remission needed, no chemotherapy, just gone in a flash.
I hope it turns out as you guys wanted to.
Says, I'm almost done setting up. Everly, would you be able to hand me that key card over there?
She points over to the table that you're standing next to, and you can see her high credential key card that allows her into the like areas that only the doctors are allowed to within the Nexus facility.
I reach over and I grab the key card, and as I hand it to her, I'm like, you maybe shouldn't just leave this lying around on random tables while you're busy talking to people. That feels like a instant data breach, don't you think?
No, I knew where it was the whole time. I could see it while I was talking. Well, it's really not a problem. But thank you.
Okay.
She takes it. She scans it through the machine as you see a small panel open up on the side, and you see this flow of nanites come out of it.
Says, now, Hank, this is going to be uncomfortable for a moment. Have you ever had an IV drip or a shot put into your veins?
Oh, of course, ma'am. Had all my immunizations right when I joined up.
Oh, good. Secondly, have you ever had? How do I put this? Have you ever had to drink that special liquid that they use in X-rays?
Sorry, I don't follow.
As the nanites begin to head towards your mouth and your wrist, she kind of pokes the needle into your wrist, and you feel the nanites begin to like slither their way down your throat as they are
How-
entering into your body.
How does it feel?
It feels like someone's pouring grains of rice basically down your throat nonstop.
Oh, that feels strange.
And it feels the same way entering into your wrist through the needle.
Definitely unusual.
The process takes about 3 minutes before it finishes.
So does it taste like just like plain like rice, like the grain, or is it
No.
actually tasting like the food rice?
Tastes
It
like
tastes-
pennies.
It tastes like pennies.
So is this like a dry flavor?
Tasty.
Tasty. I love
Yummy.
pennies. It's my favorite. Once it finishes, you like swallow instinctively, and you feel them almost moving around inside of you first. You suddenly feel a little lightheaded as they begin to enter your bloodstream. Dr. Becca pulls up a small screen where you can actually see inside of your body.
some of the nanites actually have cameras inside of them, so we're able to take a look at what's going on. As you can see here, they're currently attempting to merge with your white blood cells. If they can do that, they can reprogram them to try to fight your cancer.
This is some real magic school bus shit, Doc.
I'm gonna get grossed
Never
out.
seen anything like that.
and Look towards the alchemical lab.
I'm just gonna be staring with a raised eyebrow.
This process is
violation.
this process is going to take a little bit of time because, well, they do have to take samples of the tumors themselves. So we're going to head to your nodules.
And you feel some pricks up at your throat as they take small samples of the tumors. And she tells you that the process is probably going to take another 5 minutes or so before they can begin their work. But in the meantime, you are free to walk around the exhibit.
Okay. He's gonna stand up and kind of button his shirt back up. Well, thanks, Doc. I'll let you know how I'm feeling in, checks his watch, 5 minutes.
Yes, please do. If it is successful, the nanites will eventually flush from your body in your next bowel movement, and they will no longer be there, but your white blood cells will have the permanent memory of fighting this specific type of cancer if it is successful.
Well, fingers crossed, right?
She crosses her fingers and says, I seriously hope so. With that, we're going to move over to who's next? I believe it's Flint.
Yep. Flint is like trying to like keep his mouth shut and hand over his mouth, kind of like biting his fingernails while he's doing it, going like back and forward and stumbling into like the trees, trying to like.
Can somebody
just
get this guy anxiety medication?
You walk into the growth chamber as you are obviously stumbling through the trees, all this different like plant life, and you see this, what looks like this almost like very young man, like has to be early 20s, potentially even like late teens, and he seems to be petting a bush. He is wearing a lab coat, and he seems to be whispering to it. Shh, shh, shh. It's all right. Grow at your own pace. Don't let the others intimidate you. You are a strong, mighty shrubbery, and you can do whatever you want. He looks over to you. Ah! Welcome. Welcome to the future. Please, try this. As he goes over to this small little garden, and he pulls one like corn straight off the stalk, and he hands it to you and says, "Give this a taste."
Okay. Just start
Roll me-
chomping.
Roll me d10. It's a 5. It says, "Well, what do you think?"
It's corn.
He says, "Exactly. It's corn." As he like grabs onto you, he says, "This is the pinnacle of my research. Not just the corn, but everything around me. That corn that you just ate. What if I told you that I planted it this morning?"
Is it gonna plant a farm inside of me?
No, that is not what it's going to do. But my area of expertise is enhanced crop development. My goal? To end world hunger. You see, the plant life around here grows at exponential rates until it reaches full maturity, and then it stops. And it lasts exponentially longer than everything else. Originally, it started with just trying to grow food incredibly fast. Now I'm actually planting trees in the Amazon rainforest to regrow its habitat
to save it from deforestation. Soon, we'll be able to end two of one of the world's biggest problems. First, it's corn. I'm focusing on potatoes now. Those are surprisingly difficult. They keep mutating and getting very large and unedible, but I'm figuring it out.
I, oddest question. If
Says-
you,
yeah.
all right, sorry.
No, go ahead.
If you're rapidly growing these crops, is it affecting the soil around it? Does it have
says-
any after effects on the area?
He says, no after effects on the area, but the soil type does matter currently. See, if the type of plant you bury isn't compatible with the type of soil, it's just not going to grow, unfortunately. Though, this is one of my latest developments. Watch this. He goes over to the acorn tree, picks an acorn off of it. He cracks open the nut. You see the nut. He takes his pocket knife and he cuts his hand.
Oh no.
He eats the acorn. You watch the blood dripping from his hand as where he just cut it, but he eats the acorn, and you watch as the cut begins to seal itself.
Oh.
He says, the acorns here promote rapid healing. He says, though you don't want to do it too much because it will try to heal things that don't actually exist there. I've had a few people get addicted to it. Unfortunately, it grew a harder outer layer. Unfortunately, is a different story.
God, not the nut addiction.
That's nuts.
Yes, it is. That's a good one. As he starts dying laughing.
I step back like a little step to like get a little bit away from the blood.
Ooh, ooh. Oh, you're
Yeah.
funny. Oh, you're really funny. Tell me, what brings you over here?
I was trying to avoid my mouth being on fire. There was an explosion. This just seemed like the safest place.
He says, my friend, you seem to have quite a nervous disposition. I may have something that can
Sorry
help with
about
that.
that.
Actually, no, there's nothing wrong. Hold on. Let's see. No, not this one. No, not that. This is perfect. He goes over to a watermelon patch. You see him crack open one of the watermelons and take out a slice. He brings it over to you and says, my friend, eat a little bit of this. Maybe it'll give you some courage.
Alright, he just takes a bite. Like to the stub of the watermelon.
You say of what?
Basically a giant ass bite.
Yeah, that's fine. You take a big bite as you possibly can. As you're chewing it, you feel your head becoming a bit more clear, and you swallow it. You feel your anxieties kind of becoming suppressed and starting to rush away a bit. He says, these watermelon are specifically designed to actually help fight anxiety and depression. Though it's only temporary, it's able to give you the courage to do what you need to do. So tell me, how do you feel?
Oh, I feel actually content. Thank you.
Of course.
This isn't addicting, is it?
He says, not that I'm aware of. Though everyone I've given some to hasn't come back. I assume that just means it works. The anxiety comes back. Your anxiety is like suppressed for a bit, but that doesn't mean that you don't still act anxious, because it just depends on the severity of your anxiety.
I less for the anxiety medication, but more that he really likes watermelon. He's gonna keep eating a couple of slices.
That's totally fine. With that, we're gonna move over to the next person, which I guess would technically be Hank. So we're going to go ahead and go over to Zephyr.
since we did a little bit of Hank there, though, at that last bit.
Yeah, all good.
All right.
So, Zephyr, you just witnessed this person get injected with nanites for 3 minutes.
Yeah.
And then he kind of walked off and started exploring the rest of the exhibit.
Wondering how easy that the expelling of the nanites are going to be out the back end. Some people will sign up for anything, I guess. I think I head over to Dr. Peck a night, who was the husband or the wife of the individual from earlier.
That is correct.
Just inquiring. Say I was sent over here by your husband, trying to follow a lead, looking for information on a missing person.
Oh, information about a missing person. It's always rough when you feel like you've lost a loved one. I thought I lost my husband quite a few years ago when he went to war, but luckily he came back to me. Who is it you're looking for exactly?
Honestly, my mother. I haven't seen them in a while, and your husband mentioned that perhaps people who maybe donated blood, anything of that nature, you might have any records or information about them that would help me and or assist me in finding them.
That is actually incredibly smart. That's why I married that man. He's so brilliant. Says, yes, I should be able to help with that. I will obviously need a sample of your blood if that's okay with you. That way I can trace for DNA matches.
Hesitant, but agrees.
That's perfect.
Sure, that's fine.
I do have a question for you, though. Most of the blood research I do when it's donated is blood that is from those who are sick. Does your mother have any underlying conditions or ailments that you know of?
Not that I would know of. Nothing would allude to me that she had any sicknesses. I've always seen her as a very strong woman.
Of course, of course. Well then, here, please sit. I will go ahead and prepare you for a blood draw.
Thank you.
As she gets out the alcohol swabs and a syringe, she cleans off your arm, trying to find one of your veins. You feel the small butterfly needle prick into you as it begins to draw a little bit of blood. Fills a very small vial's worth before she removes it, bandages your wrist, and says,
Now, give me about 5 minutes. I'm going to match your DNA samples with any other donations that I may have had. Once we figure that out, then we can see potentially if there was a match, if they were here or not.
All right, thank you. I appreciate it.
It's not a problem at all. We'll see you in about 5 minutes then.
All right.
is there anywhere else you would like to start to go to?
Hmm. You know, I might take a crack at the VR and AR reflex side.
Okay. You head over to the VR and AR reflex site. When you get there, Dr. Aaron Cole welcomes you. He says, welcome to the VR and AR reflex site. Are you here to test your abilities of reflexes? He starts moving around like a weirdo.
Sure. I have done the ways.
He says, perfect. So, how reactive would you say you are?
I wouldn't say I'm the most nimble individual, but I get around.
Then perhaps we'll start you off with a classic. I enjoy this one myself. He hands you the augmented reality glasses and says, I will start you in a game. Many people love this game. It was famous quite a few years ago. As you put them on, you load into Super Hot VR.
Super hot.
I can't say I'm familiar with this. You say it's a classic?
Says, well, it was when VR was becoming incredibly popular back then. This was a game that many people played for a bit, though it fell out of popularity. I never got rid of it. I enjoyed it very much as a child.
And what's it about?
He says, basically, everything moves only when you move. You have to kill all of the opponents in the room before they can get to you.
It sounds simple enough. How old are you again?
He says, that's not important. Anyway, please enjoy the game.
All right.
And then I guess you play Super Hot for a little bit. Super hot. Let's see.
I've never played.
It's an
You've
old
never played
game.
Super Hot?
It got
Yeah, it's a little bit older, but basically, like when you move, other things, they'll shoot guns and bullets at you, and the bullets will freeze in midair. So you have to like move out of the way before the bullet hits you.
You can try a
Yeah.
demo on Steam.
Time only moves when you move.
Yep.
It's
How old are y'all again?
I'm 27.
It gets stupid hard at some points though. For no reason.
It really does.
Yeah.
Let's see. We're going to go ahead and go to. I'm going to go ahead and do Hank real quick since he hasn't been to a second one yet.
I have not.
Maybe he doesn't want to go to a second one, GM.
Hank, where would you like to go?
Um,
So after these ones that you guys go through, it will be 5 more minutes. So you'll like go back to where you're wanting to go to get your result.
yeah, no. I think I was gonna head over to the Bioforge in the Genesis chamber, like Dr. Becca Knight mentioned. Just to kind of check out what's going on over here.
As you go over, that's where you will see Allegro Evans. You obviously you don't recognize them, but you see them very interested in the Bioforge, and it seems that Dr. Heath Knight is like watching them create something in the Bioforge. As he looks at Allegro and goes, "Excuse me, there's another person over here."
You're fine. You're fine. I'm just staring at the block.
Hello, welcome to my section. Are you interested in the Chrono Lab, the Bioforge, or the Genesis Chamber?
Oh, I don't know. I think I was speaking with your wife earlier. I'm just walking around waiting for these nanobots to do their thing. She mentioned I should
Nanobots?
come over here. Yeah,
No.
yeah.
Did she
Here's the
inject you
VA.
with nanites?
Yeah, I have an agreement, I guess, with the VA.
The VA? Why would the VA have an agreement? Ah, you're Hank. You're Hank Vassal.
Yes. And I take it you're Dr. Knight as well?
I am. Dr. R.I.S.E let a few of us know that you would actually be coming. I see you. My wife is helping you first, which is absolutely fine. But if for some reason her research doesn't seem to work, mine may pair with it quite well. You have cancer, correct?
Not to put too fine a point on it, but yes.
Remind me, where exactly is the cancer located?
He's gonna kind of like point to the sides of his neck, like tilt his head.
He says, may I, as he like is gesturing to kind of like feel the nodules.
Well, by all means, Doctor. I'm your facility's guinea pig now, it seems.
He feels the nodules and he's like, they're swollen, misshapen. What's the rate of growth?
Let me check. I had a paper here somewhere. He's gonna kind of show him the document concerning his condition.
Says, okay, not rapid growth, but it's steadily. How would you feel if I told you that we could halt the process of the cancer temporarily for, say, 20 years?
Man could do a lot with 20 years.
That would give us time to do research on it. If for some reason the nanites don't seem to work, I can introduce you to the Chrono Lab. It would halt the growth of your tumors, not indefinitely, but temporarily, like I said, for at least 20 years, until science can advance further for a cure, or until at least some kind of repressant can come to help fight it better.
And how exactly would we do that?
Says, well, the Chrono Lab will basically scan your body for the imperfections. What I'll do is it's going to train your own body to repress the growth in that one area. So while the rest of you grows older, your nodules will not. It basically halts the aging process.
Interesting. And are there any risks or side effects with this?
There are some side effects. The Chrono Lab unfortunately uses dark matter, so there's a lot of unknown when it comes to it. This is the furthest advancement anyone has ever been able to get with dark matter. I was able to harness it to use it in this way, as I found it had actual halting properties when it came to age and just almost time itself, it felt like. Dark matter doesn't obey the normal laws of physics or time. So it acts in its own rules, and I had to learn them. And I'm still learning them. And I know I'm just at the tip of the iceberg.
So if this works, it'll be a point of personal accomplishment for you then.
Indeed, it would.
Yeah, I think your wife said something similar about the nanites. Would they interact with the nanites in any way?
Yes.
There'd be like a complication there?
Currently, yes. Because of how the dark matter would interact, it would the nanites would probably see the whole machine as a foreign body and, well, exit you quite rapidly through any way it could find, which, if they've already merged with any sort of cells in your body, would be your pores.
Solid copy. So that's a no-go for now.
Yes, I would believe so.
Well, I'll certainly make my way back over here if the nanites don't seem to do the trick.
I hope they do, but if they don't, I would very much like to test on you.
These scientists
Well,
are so
Don't sound
quick.
too excited about it.
I'm sorry. It's just you're an enigma. It's unprecedented what could happen.
Glad to hear it. Well, thank you again for your time and your service, of course.
I mean, think about it. You're like, man, I've donated my life to this research, and I can only go so far. And someone's like, hey, I'm a willing, like, human test subject. Do whatever you want as long as it helps me. They're like, okay.
Whatever I want.
Yeah, not a great position to find oneself in.
HIPAA.
Yeah, no,
All right,
HIPAA doesn't
Everly.
exist in this world.
Everly, we're going to you real quick.
Not my rights. That sounds so wrong.
Pretty sure this violates HIPAA, but shoot your shot, I guess.
All right, Everly, what are you doing at the alchemical?
Avoiding the images of inside of a person's body. That was it.
Your mother taps on your shoulder.
Says, they've been gone for a bit now.
Oh, sorry. I kind of lost track.
Everly, you know, you're going to have to get over the sight of blood sooner or later.
I don't think so. Computers don't bleed.
Yes, that's fair. Well, I guess it depends. I mean, you could have some kind of bleed every now and then. The coolant can come out if it gets a little too hot, or maybe it's too old. Now, that would technically be bleed for it. But other than that, I'm genuinely happy to see you here. I didn't think you were gonna come.
Yeah, I've finished my archiving for the day, so not really anything else to do.
Well, I think your father would be very happy to see you.
Okay,
Says, why don't you go say hi to him?
can do, and I will walk away. Probably not.
So you don't go over to your father, you just go somewhere else.
Well, there's a wall there.
Okay, but we imagine that you walk around the wall.
That's what I did. I had
You're
my
ruining
character
my
walk
immersion, DM.
You're right, I'm
around and
sorry.
around,
I'm so sorry.
but I'm torn between going there because I heard something about becoming a computer down at the bottom.
And remember, guys, computers don't bleed.
You know?
There we go.
Well, it depends how
Both
much
So
oil's in
problems
them.
solved at the same time.
Where would you like to go? Oh, goodness.
Imagine phones are liquid cooling nowadays.
I'm gonna go down this way. I'm in
So you're going over to the neural nexus.
Yeah.
Your dad
Just
would
to
love to see
click
you, but Dr. Kyle has computers.
You make sure your makeup looks good, and you're just so excited to see Dr. Kyle.
Is he
Nah.
McDreamy or McSteamy?
Yes. Oh, goodness.
Okay.
As you go over to check out the neural nexus, he says, "Hello, welcome to the neural nexus. If you have any questions, feel free to ask."
Or like, feel free to ask.
What do you mean by that?
You said he's essentially like
A
all
machine.
machine.
Yes.
Okay. So, what exactly is all this?
He says, "This is the neural nexus. It's brain augmentation that helps other body augmentations or even help organic bodies be able to function at their peak."
How much so?
He says, "What exactly are you implying at? What is it that you are trying to augment?"
Well, I'm currently a data analyst and curious to see if there's a way to improve my skills or just do it faster.
He says, "Where exactly are you a data analyst at?"
This is gonna blow your mind. Here.
He says, "You were wrong. It did not blow my mind. In fact, I don't recognize you."
Yeah, that's fine.
He says, "So you're wishing to process data much faster? Is that all you're really looking for?"
Maybe more than just process faster, but better and a way to access more data.
He says, "Then basically you'd want to turn your brain into an actual computer. You'd want to use the augmentation device to be able to link yourself to all of the networks of the world. To your computer, your phone, your bank account, be able to access everything from your own mind."
Intriguing.
Is that more of what you're looking for?
Sounds like it.
Says, then perhaps this would be the place for you. Shall we go ahead and get started?
What all does it entail?
He kind of thinks it over for a second. Says, well, it would entail us removing your scalp, opening up your skull, and then augmenting your brain itself. It's a very intensive brain surgery, per se.
And your rate of success?
Says rate of success is 95%.
On how many subjects?
Says on those who can afford it.
Which is how many subjects?
Says, this type of augmentation normally costs around $65,000.
That doesn't answer my question of how many people. I didn't ask for numbers of cost.
We've had over 13,000 people
For this specific
for
procedure.
this specific surgery. Yes.
Okay. She's gonna like stop and pause and try and, do some mental math. Could I do like an insight roll to see? I feel like he's actually being honest, or if he seems like he's maybe hiding something.
Sure.
If there's any body language unsure. That was a 19.
19. So it's very hard to read his body language, but he doesn't seem to be hiding anything. In fact, he seems very straightforward.
Okay. Is this a procedure that would be done later? I know.
This
my
is a
mom
procedure that would need to be done within a medical facility.
That's my mom isn't following those same rules today. I'll think about it and reach out.
Snitch.
Snitch. Very good. I do hope to hear from you soon, as I look forward to more people being like me.
I don't know if I'll go that far, but
Says, suit yourself. I can do things that most others can't.
like juggling.
That would be one thing. I can juggle with precision. Also, I don't need to sleep. I don't need to eat. I don't need to breathe. I essentially function as a man-machine. Yet, I have all the personality of one. In fact, I'm incredible at jokes. My family says I'm the funniest one.
How big is your family?
Says, I have 12 brothers and sisters.
Oof. Okay. Hit me with a joke.
Says, dang it. Why did the chicken cross the road?
What?
You suddenly hear like perfect imitation of a chicken sound. And then you hear and then it sounds like it got hit by a truck.
I'm just gonna walk away.
He says, maybe dark humor wasn't the right choice. You walk away. Allegro, we move over to you.
Alrighty.
You have been messing with this wooden cube for a bit.
Any success?
Go ahead and make me an intelligence check.
Alright.
It's just a D20.
I know what a roll is. Gosh.
Yeah, because everyone's just gonna be a D20 since it's all like base 10s at the moment.
It's a 13.
13, you get most of the way through. You're able to shape it like a bird, but it is not functioning like a bird. Basically, you just made like a bird statue.
Damn. So close.
He says, "Oh, it's absolutely all right." He says, "Sometimes these things happen. It won't always take, especially when you're changing a completely non-living object to something that's living. There's certain elements that need to be introduced in. It just seems they didn't take this time."
No, of course. It's just interesting for me. I'm a pilot, so anything that flies is in my wheelhouse.
He says, "Quite interesting. Anything that flies." Hank, that was your name, correct?
Yes. What is it exactly?
If I remember from your file, it said that you were in the military. Our friend here, what was your name again?
Allegro.
Allegro. He has said that he flies. Perhaps maybe you also have flight experience being in the military?
Oh no, I was infantry.
Oh, well, thank you for your service. I was infantry myself, as he points down to his mechanical legs.
That
Oh,
might
where'd
be
you
my
serve?
father flew you to.
He says, "I served in Iraq for 2 years."
Syria, 2nd Battalion, 5th Marines.
He salutes you.
Yeah, Semper Fi. And Hank will return the salute.
Thank you
Says,
both for your service. My father flew in the Marines. He was a transport pilot.
"Oh, that's incredible. If you don't mind, what kind of things did he transport? Because I had been on plenty of those flights, helping guard most of it."
Medical supplies, troops, whatever he needed. He was just a pilot.
Perhaps your father actually potentially even flew me over, because the Marines did help send us into Iraq at one point.
He might have. Hank, my apologies, but I overheard a bit of your conversation. I hope everything goes well.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. Yeah, he had me sign away my rights to get some cancer treatment here, so you know. kind of hoping it turns out well myself.
Allegra's eyes kind of go wide, and then he just looks down at his bird.
Says, "I assure you, it's going to work out swimmingly."
Well,
Oh, without a doubt. God bless the USA.
America.
yes, the boys here are quite well equipped. No.
He looks at you,
No.
raises an eyebrow.
Just looks back to his bird. Oh god.
I mean, yeah, the new XM7s are pretty decent kit.
And the machinery
They really
have
are,
here
aren't they?
is very in depth. I'm not very good with science, and I'm much more on the practical side of flying than I am the mechanical.
Says, "Well, I can understand that. Says, though you're more than welcome to explore any part of the exhibit. You know, this is for all kinds."
I don't know. I'm just really interested in trying to do the bird again.
Absolutely. Here, I'll reset the blueprints for you. This time, let's try it from an organic material, as he sets down a raw piece of steak.
What kind of cut is it, DM?
Sirloin.
Nice.
He says, "Yes, it's red meat, but let's see if you can reactivate the living tissue into something usable."
I usually prefer my steak medium rare, but this will do fine.
He says, "Very funny joke. Very funny.
But you should actually get it medium or well done. It's much better for your health.
I know it's terrible for me, but I just can't. My father would have a field day if I had a medium steak.
Says, oh, does he have any sort of sayings of what he would say?
No, probably just a good slap upon the back of the head, you know? In a playful manner, of course, of course.
Well, what if I would ask for my steak well done?
Well, you're not his son, so I don't think he'd say anything to your face, at least.
Hank's
Okay.
gonna lean over. We would ask you politely but firmly to leave.
He high fives you, Hank. He says, "Thank you for the reference."
I mean, I'm Hank, so.
I'm afraid both Allegro and Alula do not understand.
It's a
King of the Hill reference.
Oh. I don't watch that show.
So Allegro, I guess you mess with the Bioforge some more.
Back to my steak.
Back to your steak. Let's see. Who's next? Flint. It's been a minute for you. Where would you like to go next?
After Flint is calmed down, he's gonna just hop from tree to tree. And go towards the bioluminescence chamber. Hello?
All right, to the bioluminescence chamber. As you go over, you step through. You don't see anyone at first, but you just see all of the trees. But as you get closer, you almost see as this woman like appears in front of your eyes.
Oh!
She
Hi.
says,
Hello. Don't be afraid. Welcome to the bioluminescence chamber.
as you look around the bioluminescence chamber. Oh, hold on 1 second. Shoot. Accidentally closed out. Hold on. I have to get back down to it. Bioluminescence chamber. There it is. You can see that the trees, the small animal life that walks around there, the grass itself, all glow these different colors, like of bioluminescence. You see some creatures that are completely blended in and camouflaged with their surroundings, but unveiling themselves to look at you. And when they look away, they almost turn invisible once again. She says, "Does anything catch your eye in here? Or maybe something doesn't?"
Where'd you come from?
He says, "Oh, that's just a part of the chamber."
As you see her with this small little wrist computer, type in a few things as her outfit becomes almost completely transparent.
She says, "Using bioluminescence, I'm actually able to make myself look, well, almost invisible. Technically, all I am is transparent. So you see right through me as if I'm not there."
I kind of move my head from side to side to like see if it's like if it matches the environment perfectly, or if like you can like see it, like you can tell if it looks different. if
It's
possible.
not perfect because you watched her do it. You can kind of see the outline a bit as it like shimmers and looks slightly off. But when you first went in here, you obviously didn't notice her.
Ah. So what services did she offer?
She begins to show you around the exhibit. She says,
I run the bioluminescence chamber, which is glowing plants, glowing creatures, and just the effect that they can have and how we can use them in everyday life. Says,
Like what?
says, well, for one, natural light. Says, with bioluminescence, I'm hoping to completely eliminate the light bulb eventually. Give people plants that they can grow in their home and use as a dead. That would save them immensely on our energy consumption. Another thing would be tactical use. As you saw, translucent and completely invisible stature, almost like a chameleon, blending in with your surroundings and being able to sneak through the, scariest of situations.
Yeah, hide in plain sight.
Exactly. This one doesn't have exactly a civilian use, but it could be useful in certain situations, especially when it comes to pest control.
Oh.
Hunters are big fans of the bioluminescence when it comes to translucence. Imagine being able to walk right up to your prey, them not even knowing that you're there, and being able to take them out immediately.
Wow. That's
Here,
scary.
hold this. As she reaches up to a tree, and you see a squirrel come down from the tree. She says, "Would you like to hold him?"
Uh, sure.
She says, "Go on, Brillo. Go into his hands." As the squirrel Brillo jumps into your hands.
Hello.
Says, "All right, Brillo. Now, show him your trick. Now, don't be alarmed by this. It's only bioluminescence." As the squirrel begins to grow, or not grow, but glow like an orangish color, and almost looks like it bursts into flames.
Uh, uh, uh,
Do not be alarmed. It is just bioluminescence. It is not actual heat, not actual fire.
uh, uh, okay.
All right, you can stop now. As the squirrel, the fire dies out. Says, with this, it also helps some of the more defenseless animals ward off predators, as they see them as more of a threat. This could help reintroduce certain animals to ecosystems where they've been endangered, not only due to human hunting, but just the other animals that have come in to take them out.
Wow. That's amazing.
Is there anything else here that would interest you?
Um, what else is there? How bright can this natural light get?
Yes. Well, you're going to need these, as she gives you construction grade sunglasses. They're very, very thick. When you put them on, you can barely see anything through them. You see a dome appear around the area that you're in as she claps her hands, and you watch as the bioluminescence of all the trees around you begin to glow exponentially bright to the point where you don't even realize you're wearing those sunglasses anymore. It just looks like you're looking normally without them.
Oh, uh,
Isn't this incredible? Like I said, just 4 of these trees could light up all of New York City.
wow. So, you have these trees that glow bright, right?
She claps her hands and they dim back down as she takes the glasses off. Yes.
Uh,
Though
would you have trees that do the opposite, like take away light from an area?
says, I do, but I
Like,
don't have them out at the moment because they're not as impressive.
do those have any other special use besides just taking light from the area?
Says, yes, actually, I have fireproof plants. Basically, I've genetically modified these plants to basically consume fire, helping to eliminate man-made forest fires that would happen.
Oh, wow. Do you have like
Yes.
a business card that I could use so I could probably get the fire departments of the area to look into trying to get some, if that would be
Oh,
suitable for
really?
you.
Are you related with the fire department? As she begins to pull out one of her business cards.
Yes, currently I'm teaching the fire safety courses, but I still have contacts back at my job I could possibly.
Oh, you're teaching the fire safety course. Okay, so I'm gonna be in your class today.
Oh, please don't bring anything that could set a fire, please.
that's the plan. That's why we have a fire safety course.
Oh, okay. As I still am looking at Brillo in my hand.
Brillo leaps out of your hand and goes back to the tree.
As he's going, as like before he goes, I'm like mindlessly as I was saying that, I was like petting him on the chin.
Oh goodness. There we go. So you're just scratching his chin. We are going to go over to, let's see. So at this time, both Zephyr and Hank, when it comes to you, your results are going to be back.
Cool.
So,
I would probably head back over to the nanobot lab.
so then we're going to go ahead and do both of your turn here. Since you're both going to be in the same area.
Dope.
Sounds good.
As you reapproach Hank, you recognize the person that was there before. It seems that they are also waiting for some kind of result, and Dr. Becca seems very intrigued by the research.
Yeah, Hank's gonna get to the table, kind of raise an eyebrow at Zephyr. You too, huh?
Not quite. I don't see anything going on with me that would require me perhaps going to the facilities to expel myself. But
Oh, so you're just here for fun then?
I wouldn't say that either.
Business or
alright.
pleasure?
Might like
Why
to
not
mix the two.
both? Hey, there you go.
What the hell?
Oh goodness. As you kind of both sit there and you talk for a minute, Dr. Becca Knight, she says, "Okay, I have the results for you, Hank. We're gonna go ahead and check in on those nanites."
All right. It's a story.
It seems your results are currently at a 70% success rate.
Meaning you've removed 70% of the cancer, or?
Take a look for yourself. As it shows like almost an image to scale of you before and after, you show that the nodules are 70% smaller.
Hmm.
It seems that the nanites have been able to tell the white blood cells how to attack it properly. It's killing your cancer.
So, do we just run it through another cycle then and call it a day, or what do we do here?
We could attempt to, but running it through another cycle in your body would cause great stress on it at this point, as the nanites have pretty much hijacked your white blood cells. You could be susceptible to many other things. I would say this is definitely a success at the moment, and as long as you haven't had rapid growth of those tumors, they may end up disappearing on their own.
And if not, I come back here in 3 months, right?
Yes. If they seem to metastasize or grow any larger, you come back, we can run through it again and hopefully get rid of the rest of it this time. I mean, 70% is a huge leap.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised, but I won't certainly won't hear me complaining.
Now, the nanites are still in your system, so just be cautious at wherever you go next before you head to the bathroom to pass them through it. They should be out within the next 24 hours.
Yeah, I see. I think your husband told me something pretty grisly would happen if I tried to use his chrono time machine thing with the nanites.
No, not time machine, chrono lab.
Yeah, that thing.
Basically stasis.
I see. Well, at any rate, then I guess if my treatment here is done, I suppose I'll head out. Thank you for your time and your talents.
Says, it's been a pleasure having you. If you'd like, you can continue to look around the facility.
I feel
I
like
know,
I better not
I'm-
chance it with these bots in my bloodstream. I don't want to accidentally trigger them to purge my system or something.
That's fair. Dr. Reinecke was going to be coming out soon, and I'm sure he would love to meet you, especially knowing that you're here.
Oh, I wasn't aware he was coming today. I thought that maybe he had other business to attend.
No, he's actually going to be making a speech here soon. He's going to be unveiling one of his latest studies.
Oh, okay. Well, I suppose I'll stick around for that and give him my personal thanks.
Now, for you, Zephyr. I ran your blood work and I actually did find a match.
Did you?
I did. I don't have the name of the subject, but I do have a serial number if that's something that you would like.
I mean, why would there be a serial number?
Well, when the blood is donated, it's donated anonymously. So each blood is given a serial number based on the group that it's added into. But with that, we can get a time frame of at least when the blood was donated.
Could we?
Yes, the serial number is linked to the Red Cross, so you would potentially be able to get it from them if they'd be willing to give up that information.
Gotcha. Well, I guess I'll take down that serial number then.
I'm going to send you the serial through the private chats, unless you want me to put it in your like normal character profile.
You can put it in the private chat.
Private chat. There you go. She'll read it out to you as if you're like writing it down. It'll be AB14796395.
All right, AB 147963955. Right?
Yes, that's correct.
I appreciate it. Thank you. Now, I do have one question.
Absolutely.
Is it environmentally conscious for people to just be shitting out nanites in just random toilets?
Well, the nanites will actually break themselves down and become organic material, so it should be completely environmentally friendly.
No staining or anything?
It says, no standing.
Hmm.
Oh, it seems there's something else here on the blood work. Let's see. Oh, it's actually linked to more than one sample. They're all under the same serial, but seems they've been donating for the past couple of years.
How recently?
The most recent being 6 months ago. Like I said, the Red Cross may be able to give you information of where it was drawn. Which group was this in? Oh, seems it was donated towards Alzheimer's research.
Alzheimer's research. I think Zephyr looks really confused in this moment. Starts going over many different possibilities. Perturbed between some sort of excitement at the fact that their mother is out there somewhere. But what kind of research? Why donations and why Alzheimer's?
I really do hope I hope I was able to be a help today for you.
Honestly, this is a really big help. This answered a lot of questions for me. However, at the same time, opens up so many more questions.
Well, time, I'm sure, will answer all those questions for you. And I genuinely hope that you find your mother. And soon.
Thank you. So do I. I think Zephyr kind of wanders off, kind of a little bit of a daze amongst their eyes.
Okay. As you're wandering around kind of in a daze, we're going to move over to Everly. Everly? You there?
Hello?
There you are.
There we go. Sorry.
Okay, where are you wanting to go?
Guess so. I will head. Join the party of everyone that has been in this top corner.
As you approach, you can see. So we'll do Allegros at the same time here.
I'm locked in on the stake. I'm locked in on the stake.
You're working. Give me an intelligence check.
Come on. Come on, you're a smart little guy. 12, please.
This one didn't turn out too great, unfortunately.
Oh, no.
This one you were following along really well until you thought, I already did this before, so I know how to do this without looking, and you like started basically carving it, and you almost turned it into just like a flower of a steak. Unfortunately, the experiment failed.
I really can't get this down.
Says, don't worry, you're going to get... Everly! Oh, he hugs you. He says, it's so good to see you again.
I mean,
Glad that you can make it.
yeah, I mean, we saw each other earlier, but yeah.
I know, but I'm still so glad that you could make it. Are you wanting to check out any of my inventions?
I like peer like over like around his shoulder and see Allegro frustrated at what they're working on not going the way they want.
Steaks.
Yeah,
Steak
there's a
to
steak in
bed.
front of
How
him.
hard can it be? Steak to bed.
Sure.
They both have one
Here.
syllable. They're almost the same thing.
Why don't I bring you over to the Bioforge? I'll introduce you to Allegro.
Okay.
Look how the whole party
As,
is just me to be failing
here-
to make a bird.
As you move over to here, he says, Allegro, if you would, a
Yes.
moment. This
Yes,
is my daughter, Everly Knight. She's interested in seeing what you're working on.
Oh, a pleasure to meet you. I'm Allegro, as your father already said.
Really.
I'm testing one of your father's inventions. Trying to turn this piece of steak into a bird.
Oh,
You know, when I say that loud, it sounds ridiculous.
a little bit.
It's, I saw a snake turn into a red panda, so anything's possible, I guess.
That's fair reasoning.
You know, now when I say it out loud, I realize how ridiculous that sounds.
That
That's
sounds
so good.
That sounds stupid. Well, as
Oh, good.
my father always says, third time's the charm.
Says, you wish to try again?
I don't give up, Evans don't.
Good. Then that means you're ready for the real thing. As he pushes a button and a live lab rat comes out, he says, he says, now, turn this lab rat into a hamster.
Am I about to mutilate this poor rat? Oh god, okay.
No, don't
The
kill
only
it.
difference is a tail.
Cronenberg rat. Cronenberg rat.
Okay. Allegro kind of like stretches his neck and then starts to read the instructions.
Quite the
Everly, which machine are you wanting to go to?
I don't know. Now I'm intrigued to see if the rat's gonna turn into a hamster.
You want to give the help action? You want to come help me out?
Unfortunately, the help action will not work here.
Oh, dang. I was gonna say, like, I'm gonna like walk over and like read over their shoulder.
Yeah, what if we like work together?
All right, I'll allow that. That means it'll make your D20 roll with advantage because being a data
Hey.
analyst, you can read the data.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm like, it can't be that hard. What do the numbers say?
Yeah,
None of
here,
this is numbers.
here, take a look at this, and he like pulls the.
It looks like a booklet. It unfolds into like 15 sheets long.
So this page, this is the A page, and then back here is the B page, and then if you go to the C page, it's really badly organized at times. But do you see what I'm? Yeah.
I'm gonna like turn around. You really need to reorganize how you put this stuff together. And
I
then
have my
look back at
system.
the-
I've already told you this. You and your mother sound the same.
I mean,
Jeez.
And the D page is all the way down here, and then E page is up in the left. I don't understand why the pages are misordered. You could just put them.
Just follow the arrows. It makes sense.
Oh, the arrows!
why is there a,
I missed
why
the
is there a
arrows.
Q in the bottom corner of page D?
I think that's page E actually. See the arrow? It's pointing like left, but also right at the same time. I'm not sure how.
Yes, madam. You said you need help with the Genesis chamber. I never said it. Shh, please, you need help with the Genesis chamber? Yes, I'm here. I'm here to help you.
All right, Everly, give
I've
this a
got
go.
to just redo his whole system.
Dang.
Okay. I try and find page A.
You begin to look through all of the research. We're gonna go ahead and move over to Flint Colman for one final time.
It's just two people lost in the sauce of paperwork.
I'm just confused as to the lack of organization.
Is this A1? Why is it A1?
Flynn is just gonna like finish with all these trees and give Brillo back and head probably down towards the void matrix.
As you go down to Dr. Deborah Morgan, she looks at you with this very stern look. She says, "Welcome to the Void Matrix. What exactly brings you here today?"
I got lost because we got out of the woods.
Says, "You don't get lost in the woods gets lost in you." She like puts her hand on your shoulder and says, "Would you like to see what I've been working on?"
Sure.
She shows you what looks to be this like flat table with like nothing on it.
That's a table.
Is not just any table. This is the Void Matrix.
Oh, what's a void matrix?
Says, why don't I show you? Do you have anything on you that is something you don't care about, that if it got damaged or destroyed, wouldn't matter?
I give him like the broken clipboard I had.
She takes the broken clipboard and she throws it onto the table, and you watch as it hits and then begins to float.
Oh,
She says, the Void Matrix, Energy Containment Unit. Currently, it's in gravity distortion. I've set it to 0 gravity at the moment, but I can increase gravity by 100 times Earth's mass. As she does this, you watch as the clipboard smashes into the table and splinters into pieces while being contained right at the bottom.
wow. What else does it do?
She says, it can do many other things as well. As she begins to change it, you see the table begin to like almost wave. As you see like the table physically moving, and it's moving through the broken pieces of clipboard as if the table wasn't even there. It says, I call this shadow phasing. It says it's able to vibrate at such a frequency that's able to move through matter.
Wow.
And then finally, there's energy disruption. Let's see. Here we go. She pulls out an M80 firework. She sets it on the table and lights it.
I'm kind of cowering.
She says, give it a moment. Everyone hears the loud bang of this firework echo throughout the facilities. But you watch as, instead of it spreading out as it normally would, it's being contained in a fiery ball. It says, no need to panic, as she twists a dial on the table, and you watch as the fiery ball just dies out and dissipates. That is energy disruption.
Whoa.
Would you care to give it a try?
How?
She lets you play with the table.
Alright, I kind of like wiggle with the table, I guess. Mess with it a little bit.
Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. You're making things float. You're making gravity heavier. You're, making things pass through solid objects. You're just playing around with the table. Suddenly, you hear a loud announcement over the speaker. Everybody does. Ladies and gentlemen, may I please introduce Dr. Richard R.I.S.E. As coming out onto stage is Dr. Richard R.I.S.E. himself.
Wait, do we even know if we succeeded at the stake?
You were stopped in the middle of it.
No, the mouse to hamster. Oh god. What page were we on?
As you were just getting ready to cut into it, you got stopped.
Oh, damn it! Oh, we're so close. After.
Dr. Richard
Fine.
R.I.S.E. comes out and says, hello, everyone. Welcome to Nexus.
Jurassic Park.
My humble laboratory was created many years ago. Oh, hold on. I got to pull it up. My notes keep crashing.
Then maybe they should wear a seatbelt.
You know what? Shut up.
Wow.
That was so dumb.
That was
I
so
hated
dumb.
it.
And take their talking stick.
Aw.
You've lost the talking stick. Where is it? What's the starting scenario?
It's what happens when you call me Allegra too many times. I just get a little silly.
A little silly.
Just silly.
Mm.
You can see clearly now the rain is gone.
No, I can breathe clearly now.
I mean, if you like pina coladas getting lost in the rain.
As you all remember, I created this lab many years ago when it came to the incident, as a screen appears where the helix was, and you see footage of what looks like a meteorite crashing into the ocean. It says, "This was the emergence of the Deoxys crystal. When me and my team originally found this, it was an incredible energy source, though it did have some drawbacks. As in the video, you see a couple of helicopters that seem to be carrying a much larger piece of this crystal that seems to be what looks like the size of a 2-story building. It explodes in a fiery mushroom cloud over the Atlantic Ocean. It seems the crystal at the time was very susceptible to Earth's oxygen, so unfortunately caused a detonated reaction, but we were able to save one singular piece. And you see it begin to rise from the floor of the elemental genome reactor. And you just see this yellow glowing crystal. He says, "This is the Deoxys crystal. It has powered everything you see here. Since it has come to us, we've been able to do many things with our experiments, including powering half of Philadelphia. This small rock has been an energy source and a reliable source of clean energy that releases no pollutants. But we've taken our steps further. Though you know my research within the fields of robotics and augmentations, today I'm going to unveil something grand, something that's going to bring us to the precipice of where we are now. Everyone knows what happened with the emergence. Superheroes, powers, running rampant everywhere. There had to be some semblance of order. That's what I bring you today. Allow me to introduce you to the first temporary superhero." As a person comes out, and he gives them the stage, and they begin to levitate. He says, "This person was not born with powers. This person was not given powers on accident. This is a temporary power, using the Deoxys crystal. We have successfully been able to inch closer to where superheroes are. Not to become better than them, but to give us equal ground. We are about advancement here. And with this crystal, we will evolve." And with that, you hear a scream come from the entrance of the building.
Uh-oh.
As you see a bright flash of light and somebody fall dead with a massive hole in their chest. You see a group of strange-looking individuals walk into the building and say, "Hello, everyone. We are Omen. And right now, I would like each one of you to drop to your bellies in a calm and kindly fashion, unless you want to end up like this bloke here. And I would do it rather quickly." What does everyone do?
I'm
Allegro's
immediately on the floor.
yeah, gonna reach for it, but he's gonna drag Everly behind the Chrono Lab so they're a little hidden. I'm like,
Yeah, Hank's gonna
come
get
here.
low, but he's gonna kind of get behind sort of the table that he's standing next to, so he's got something kind of between him and the omen.
Before he gets down, Allegro's gonna try to get Dr. Knight to come to them as well. Dr. Knight, come here.
He says, "No, I'm not going to let them take my research."
There's no time for that. You need to hide. Get down. Come on. You can
Better
read
your
your research.
research than your life.
It's in your mind. Come on.
Roll me persuasion.
Oh God.
Who?
Both of us.
Do we both do it?
Yes, you both can.
It's that one.
He says,
You have
No.
worse luck.
"This research is my life."
You can make it again. Come here. Be safe.
You watch as this group continues to walk forward, and they begin to spread out. You watch this guy look at you, Flint, and the scientists say, he said, on your bellies."
Yeah, I was gonna say, but I didn't want to interrupt everybody. At the start, as soon as they ran in and said on their bellies, he dragged Dr. Morgan over to these other people and kind of huddled
"Get out,
over
get
them
out."
to keep them safe. Get down, guys, get down. Hide.
Get down with the sickness.
Oh, wow.
So then everyone drops to the floor except for Dr. Heath Knight. You watch as this man begins to just gently fly over. As he kind of hovers in front of him and says,
"Mate, I said, on your belly."
he just looks very nervously and says,
"I will not. My research is my life. I will not give it up to you." "Oh, I'm not interested in your research. But you've chosen your fate."
Don't you dare kill my dad in front of me.
as you watch his eyes begin to glow.
Allegro's gonna hide Everly's eyes. just pull her into his chest.
You hear Dr. R.I.S.E go, "Stop! What is it that you want?" So he looks over and says, "Dr. R.I.S.E, oh, the man of the hour. Give me one moment." Looks over to Dr. Heath Knight and just shoots a laser straight through his chest.
When I hear the laser go off, there's just gonna be this blood curdling scream. That I will not attempt to do.
He says, "Oh, don't be dramatic unless you want to end up like him."
Shh, Everly, it's okay. I know, it's okay.
He flies over to Dr. R.I.S.E and says,
When he gets away, can I see if I can help Dr. Knight? Can I army crawl over and see if I can do anything?
"Yeah, absolutely." He begins to fly over. You army crawl over to Dr. Knight. He seems to be gasping for breath.
Yeah, I put my hands over the wounds the best I can.
You look and you realize the wounds are straight through both of his lungs.
The
Can we
Chronos,
try and drag him into
the Chrono Lab, the
the
Chrono
Genesis
Lab.
chamber?
Wait, the chamber, it heals people, right?
Can we drag him into the Genesis chamber?
Put him in the chamber.
You can. Can.
Yeah.
I don't know how to use it, but we'll see what happens.
Let's go.
You two begin to drag him into the Genesis chamber and try to do your best to activate it, just hitting random buttons.
I really should have paid more attention to everything he always talked about.
Try to find the research paper.
It will be
Doc-
here for 10 years.
I know.
Dr. R.I.S.E, you know what we want. We want the Deoxys crystal. I can't give that to you. If you take the Deoxys crystal, not only will half of Philadelphia be out of power, but all the research here, it won't be able to progress any faster. We'll have to go back to how we used to do things. And plus, it can't be in oxygen. It'll explode. Says, now, doctor. I'm fully aware of that. He snaps his fingers as one of the women begin to make their way. And in the middle of the genome reactor,
Can
she
we
gets
roll to see
close
if she's
to it.
hot?
Sure, roll a d10.
Oh my god.
Priorities. Priorities,
We
gentlemen.
gotta know. It's important.
If
That's
anyone
a
else
s-
wants to
that's a
see if she's
6.
hot, you can roll a d10.
That's a 6. What's a 6 gonna get me?
She's above average.
Hell yeah. Continue anyway.
Yo, Zephyr.
She fine. Listen. Comedic breaks are important.
Look, I'm
after you
curious.
saw someone die in front of you. I saw a man get his
You
chest blown out.
you watch as this woman grabs
Better
onto
than
the
his
glass
back.
container. Grabs onto the glass container that's holding the Deoxys crystal. And she just rips it off of the pedestal. As she breaks the glass over where the pedestal was standing and just grabs it with her bare hands. The man says, "Thank you, Blackout. You've always been a fine help. Now, all of you, I want you to go ahead and start counting down from 1,000 backwards. Once you're done, you may call the police. Let's get going. We've got what we need." Dr. Reinecke says, "You won't get away with this. We will stop you." He holds his hand out. Blackout hands him a revolver
Oh god.
as he just cocks it. Flies or walks over to Dr. Reinecke this time and says, "You're going to stop me?" And just fires a bullet straight through his thigh. "With that bum leg, maybe you can have some of your scientists try to heal it." "Wait a minute. I don't think that'll be possible." As he uses lasers to destroy the nano chamber, causing it to blow. Hank,
Shit.
I need a dexterity saving throw.
Oh god.
Yep. Oh, okay.
And that's just a d20, isn't it?
That is just a straight d20.
So yeah, just roll 1d20.
Yep.
Oh no. I mean, I'm proned out. Yeah.
Oh no.
Me and Hank and our d20 rolls. Hey.
The explosion engulfs you, Hank, as you feel the flesh singeing off of your body, and the shrapnel embedding itself into your back, into your skull, and just into your arms and legs. The metal itself is incredibly hot, and because of this, all the nanites that were in the machine are becoming overactive and rapidly entering your body.
Man, you've gotten so much nanobites in your system now.
And it seems like cancer isn't the biggest problem anymore.
Nanobots.
It really puts
Right.
things in perspective, you know?
Shh, shh.
He whispers something to Blackout. Blackout just smirks and says, "Let's go." He says, "All right, everybody, start counting." As they begin to walk out, what do you guys do?
Is the Genesis chamber working?
Trying to figure out how
Genesis
to turn
chamber
it on.
seems to be shutting off, but malfunctioning at the same time because it's been ripped out.
What?
The elemental genome reactor, which powered everything,
Oh.
Shit.
is now overloading.
Okay. Perception roll to find a first aid kit. Like that's gonna get us very far.
Evelyn, we need to get down. It's gonna explode.
As they walk out,
15.
Does everyone begin to count down from 1,000?
Allegro's gonna go take
I-
cover in this corner. He's just gonna go duck down.
I mean, I think I'm on the floor writhing in pain. What I can do.
1,000.
Everly,
9,999.
you're searching for a first aid kit wherever you can.
How are we not leaving this section for?
There is a first aid kit attached to the Genesis chamber and to the Chrono Lab.
Okay, I grab it and I run in.
So you run into the Genesis chamber?
I mean, that's where we dragged
Yeah,
him.
no, that's
Him.
fine. So you run in and you are like applying first aid, but he's not breathing.
Or if it seems like it's gonna blow up, I'm probably gonna drag him back out.
You
That would
are
make the most sense.
doing what you can. You watch as the woman he called Blackout takes off a small piece of the Deoxys crystal and just throws it into the room with the rest of you as they leave the building and shut the door.
Oh shit.
You hear a whining noise before a loud bang and then deafness as all of you are engulfed in the explosion of the Genesis crystal mixed with the elemental genome reactor. Everybody, it's time to get your powers.
Hey guys, I don't think I'm doing that art installation anymore. For some reason, I don't know why. I just have an inkling.
Nah, I think you're gonna have a bigger space now that this whole room is.
Suddenly,
this
re-enlisting
whole-
didn't sound so bad.
There's no
I
place like
mean,
Cessna 117.
Shrapnel anywhere you go.
I should have just gone out for lunch.
All right, who wants to start first with their powers?
I'll start.
You'll start?
Yeah.
Okay. Flint. You have two options for your powers. The explosion happened when you were closest to the bioluminescence chamber, but the last thing you interacted with was the void matrix. Which would you like to affect you?
I guess the void matrix.
The void matrix. Okay. With the void matrix, I need a D3 roll. So, or a D, you can do a D3. Yeah, 1D3.
What's with all the
Number one.
ones?
Oh, we're not rolling good.
Jesus.
Okay. With a number one, the classes of your choice are monk, fighter, or barbarian.
Flint Colman, the
All right.
barbarian.
So you said monk, barbarian, or what?
Monk, barbarian, or fighter.
I think I'll go fighter.
Okay, you are a fighter. Your power, gravity distortion.
Oh, sick.
Thanks.
Who wants to go next?
No, I'll volunteer.
I'll go.
Oh, go ahead, Hank. Go ahead.
I mean, I did get hit with the nanites,
You
so.
did get hit with the nanites.
The nanobites.
Okay, listen. Listen. Listen.
Listen.
One slip of the
2
tongue and
terabytes of
suddenly...
Stand.
Hold on 1 second. All right, I need a D3 roll.
Alright. 2, right in the middle.
2 right in the middle. Give me 1 second. ED. G, gravity distortion. Flint. You have now been set to the fighter class, and your power has been added to your sheet. You may adjust what you need to on your sheet, as described in session 0. If you would like.
For the people
Okay.
in chat, just so they know, we're because we were all starting commoners, we didn't have classes or anything. We're allowed to, if I'm correct, we're allowed to move around where we put our rolls for our stats. So like, if we put really low strength and we're a barbarian, we're not going to be absolutely useless. We're allowed to move stuff around.
Yes, you're not allowed to change the point amount, but you are allowed to move the points to a different place as the powers are altering you. Hank, for
Yes.
you, there's really only one option that affects you, and that is the nano chamber.
Yeah, that's fair.
Let me see. Nano chamber, where are you? Nano chamber. Number 2. There it is. All right, you get the choice of rogue, monk, or fighter.
Ooh. Okay.
And remember, there can be more than one of the same class in here. Powers are so different.
No, that's fair. That's fair. Oh man, rogue seems good because sneak attack, but like I don't know how that's gonna work in the system. So, you know what? I'll play it safe. I'll go with fighter. I know fighter's got.
Okay, you are a fighter.
Yes.
Remember, it is the 2014 version of fighter as well that we need to be selected. With that, your power is molecular echo.
Molecular echo. Okay, that sounds sick as hell.
Fighter. Fighter has been added for you, and I will now add molecular echo to your sheet. Allegro, go ahead and give me first. Actually, let's decide. No, yours was the Bioforge, so yeah, give me a D3 roll.
All right.
I know you stuck with the Bioforge because you wanted something from there.
Listen, I had a dream since I was a kid. I'm going with it. D3?
D3.
That's a 3.
Go. Let me see which one's first. It's this one. There you go, Irk. It has been added to you, so these are features that are added to you guys.
Who is this
So you'll
Irk
see
Oh,
person
okay.
you're
Yeah, you
talking
said
about?
Irk,
not
Who's
Irk.
this
Hank.
person?
Hank, I'm gonna do that for a while. I'm so sorry.
I've
It's
never
all
heard
good.
of
It'll
this
happen.
Irk person.
It
Sounds
irks
very
me.
irksome.
Bioforge. Alchemy Lab. Bloodworks. Bioluminescence. Nano chamber. Did I go past it? I did go past it, didn't I? There it is, Bioforge. All right, and you said you rolled number 3.
Yep.
All right. All right, you get a choice of monk, barbarian, rogue, or fighter.
Ooh. Monk, barbarian, rogue, or fighter. We already have 2 fighters, yeah?
Yes. Want to make it 3?
Want to make it 3? Monk, barbarian. Yeah, I haven't played a barbarian in a very... Oh, wait, I have a barbarian in my other campaign. You know what? Let's go rogue.
You are a rogue. Your power.
Okay, actually, I'm gonna take that back. I want to be a barbarian.
Do you want to be a barbarian?
Yeah, I like martial classes.
All right, you are a barbarian. Your power, enhanced senses.
Oh, hell yeah.
Let's see, who's left? We've got Everly and we've got Zephyr. Who wants to go next?
I can go.
All right. So yours is going to be the Bloodworks, since that was the last thing you interacted with, and that was the closest thing that you were to.
Yeah.
So
I was over there, on my belly, hiding away.
let me see. Yeah, so then go ahead and give me a D3 roll. Number
Yippee.
3. Yippee! All right, let me look at all this. Finishing up adding Allegro's thing. Enhanced senses. There you go. Your class and your power has been added. Now for you with the blood works. Go down. Chemical lab. The blood works. You said you rolled number 3? You get a choice of barbarian, monk, blood hunter, or fighter.
See, Blood Hunter just sounds nice, you know?
Is that what you want?
You're gonna say fuck it. Go for it.
Blood hunter. Your
Hell yeah.
power, blood empowerment.
Curious.
The class has been added to you, and I'm adding the power to you right now.
Nice.
Last but not least, we've got Everly.
Yeah.
So, you interacted with the Genesis chamber.
Mhm.
Go ahead and give me a D3 roll. It is exclamation point R space 1D3. Number 1. You get a choice of barbarian or monk. Also, you may need to speak up a bit because we can barely hear you.
I guess I'll. We'll go with monk.
You are a monk. Your power was number 1. Your power, regeneration.
Cool.
The powers have been divvied out.
Real quick, I was just gonna say, so having had a chance to look at my power, is it too late to switch to rogue?
If you... I shouldn't let you because you've already seen the power, but I will absolutely let you switch to rogue.
Okay, I was kind of on the fence about it, so I appreciate that.
Question about my power. What the hell does it do?
You should be able to see it.
I don't understand it though.
Go ahead and read it out.
Make an insight check as a reaction. If the insight check passes the target's AC, you can ready yourself or call out to a single ally who is the target of the attack. So, like, I can make them harder to hit?
There should have been more to that.
That's all there is.
Did you look in the features section or is that on the action section?
There we go. Okay, so it was only showing half. Thank you.
You're welcome.
It translated it really weird onto the action section.
Okay. If you want, you can each read out what your power does if you feel like it. So go ahead, Allegro. We'll start with you. Read off your power.
Before an attack, if made, you may make an insight check as a reaction. If the insight check passes the target's AC, you can ready yourself or call out to an ally who is the target of the attack. You or the ally gain advantage on any checks or saving throws needed for the attack, and the enemy gains disadvantage on the attack roll. So that's me very useful as a barbarian. like actually.
Very useful.
No, like actually, because I'm basically just gonna go, he's gonna hit you, I'll hit him first.
He's gonna hit.
Erk?
I was gonna say, wait.
Everly, why don't you go ahead and read out your power?
So mine is regeneration, and it says after you take damage or lose HP, you regain 1d4 HP every round that you are not dead, restoring minor gashes and wounds as if they never happened. With this ability, you also gain resistance to disease and the poison condition. Alcohol still affects you, but drunkenness only lasts for 1 minute.
Oh my god, you're the Flash. You can't get drunk.
Flint, go ahead and read out your power.
I think it says magnify gravity.
It does.
It's a spell. Sorry, I'm just.
You're good. Do you want me? You're driving, aren't you?
Yeah, sorry.
Do you want me to read it then?
Yes, please.
Okay. So for magnified gravity, at first level, you can increase the gravity around a certain area with the flick of your wrist. The gravity in a 10-foot radius sphere centered on a point that you can see within range increases for a moment. Each creature in that sphere on the turn when you use the power must make a Constitution saving throw. On a failed save, a creature takes 2d8 force damage, and its speed is halved until the end of its next turn. On a successful save, the creature takes half as much damage and suffers no reduction to its speed. Until the start of your next turn, any object that isn't being worn or carried in the sphere requires a successful strength check against your power save DC to pick up or move. You may use this ability an amount of times equal to your wisdom modifier. This resets on a short rest.
Sweet.
Hank, read out your power.
Yes. I have Echoes of the Past. At first level, as a bonus action, you can manifest past events that happened within the last 24 hours in a specific spot. The affected area is a 5-foot square that you can see within 15 feet in front of you. These manifestations are illusionary and have no physical form, sound, or smell. This spot cannot show events that did not occur in it, nor can it fabricate false events. Form is obviously a mimicry from up close, but from more than 20 feet away, a creature must roll an investigation of 10 to determine that it's not real.
And then finally, Zephyr.
Is it Blood Maledict?
It is.
All right. It says also at first level, you gain the ability to channel or sometimes sacrifice. On part of your vital essence to curse and manipulate creatures through Hemocraft magic.
Oh wait,
You know-
no, sorry. That's one of your normal things. That's Blood Hunter. At the very bottom, you're going to see Blood Empowerment, Natural Athlete. My bad. Yeah, Blood Mallet. Refresh your page.
Ah,
Yeah, I added it, so it should show up after you refresh the page.
it is not showing up.
On the features and traits page.
Let's see. I'm in class features.
Yeah, so when you're on the actual sheet itself, you'll see action, inventory, and then features and traits. It'll be at the very bottom of that.
Okay. So view of the sheet.
Yeah, there you go.
Features and traits.
And at the very bottom, you just click on it and it should give you the description.
Gotcha. All right. Blood Empowerment, Natural Athlete.
Yep.
All right. At level 1, you gain proficiency in athletics and acrobatics skill. Your speed permanently increases by 10 feet, and you can hold your breath 1 plus double your Constitution modifier.
That power,
Alright.
this is going to sound terrible, but that power, I was like, this is basically just like blood doping.
Yeah.
Damn.
But those are your powers that will continue to grow as you level.
We need to roll HP, yeah?
Yes, it is time for everyone to roll HP. We will do this one at a time, and we will start in the reverse order, starting with Zephyr. So Zephyr,
D20.
No, your HP as a blood hunter is So you're. Oh no, you don't roll at first level because at first level it says your hit points are 10 plus your Constitution modifier.
Yep.
So at first level you don't
That's-
roll HP. Second level you roll HP.
I'm pretty sure
Okay.
I still roll at 1 because mine's currently at 4, and I know that's not right.
Did you set up your stats and confirm it?
Hmm?
Did you set up your stats and confirm it?
Yeah, my stats are all confirmed.
Let's see. Yeah, because Zephyr says it's 7, but it should be like an 11.
Yeah, it should, because usually what, at least what most GMs I've run with do is they're like, you get the full, like, you get your full hit dice the first level. And then you roll from there, but we could, because right now it's gonna set you really low.
That's weird.
Yeah.
It should give you what yours is, because like yours should be 12 plus your Constitution modifier.
Yep,
Hit points at first level.
So it should be 14 instead it's...
Oh, it's because it's set for rolled
yeah,
HP.
so you need to go into rolled HP and set it to your hit dice maximum. So basically you just get max.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so set it to be, rolled HP. You want to make it 12 then, correct?
Correct, so I would be 12.
So you would be 12.
I don't know the...
And
off my head.
that would give you a 14.
Correct.
Okay, so that's what everyone needs to do. On the character builder area, go to class, hit manage HP, and set it to your max die. So for Zephyr, it would be a 10. And if you guys don't know how to do it, obviously I can do it for you.
So rolled HP modifier override HP.
No, it's going to be just rolled HP. Change rolled HP to
10.
Whatever your...
Yeah, because
hit
your
die is.
rolled HP says it's a 6. Yours should be a 10. I can do that for you real quick. There you go.
And then you should
Yeah,
refresh.
I think mine's good because it's my hit die is a D8 and then I have +2 mod, so it's 10. Should be 10, right?
Correct.
Yes, it should be
Yeah.
10.
Okay, the mine's fine. Yeah, we're good.
It's sometimes funky, especially if you create the character without setting a class. It will send you to La La Land.
La La
Oh, yeah.
Land.
Oh, I'm good.
But that
HP
is our
set-
first. That is our first session.
Yippee!
All
The
right.
next session, you'll wake up and be able to mess with your new powers
And be a little traumatized.
and be a little traumatized. Oh, you know what? We need to roll for Wesley's powers because they wanted us to.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So let me make sure this is right.
Man, I love when I meet someone and then watch their dad die. It's such a good bonding
Everly,
experience.
Everly, yours is like way too high, so I'm actually lowering yours.
That's fair.
Because yours was you rolled a 12 on a d8.
Yeah, I did notice that. I was just gonna ask you about it later.
Hacking? Cheating?
Look, just because you're my wife does not mean you're allowed to get more HP. That requires other favors, okay?
Whoa.
Whoa! Whoa! Keep it PG-13.
PG.
Obviously, we're talking about changing diapers.
I'm kidding. You can keep it 18 plus because my stuff is always 18 plus.
TV
Alright, so let's see.
PG-14.
So Wesley said he wanted to be at the neural nexus the whole time. So I'm going to need a D3 roll. Who should give the D3 roll?
I mean, I'm Jade's wife in the other campaign.
But I'm his brother in real life.
Yeah, but I'm his wife in the campaign.
So then we need a completely impartial party to do it. Zephyr, you're rolling the D3 for him.
You've never met him, yeah.
Why not Everly? Because Everly is committed to the relationship.
It's a 2.
It is a 2.
Linnaeus for
Let me
life.
get Nexus.
Janaea.
Janaea.
All right, so the choices
Janaea-zling.
for
Janaea Leslie.
the choices for him are monk, barbarian, rogue, and fighter. I'll ask him what class he wants to take. That way he can choose that. I have a feeling he's probably gonna choose rogue, but I could be wrong.
So what's our party makeup right now?
Right now,
Fighter, fighter,
party
fighter,
makeup.
barbarian.
Do you
Oh,
lo-
no, I built-
Yeah,
You're gonna
it's
love
fighters,
Bloodhunter.
barbarians, and blood hunters. So fighter, fighter, monk,
Rogue fighter.
Yeah.
Oh.
So
Or, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
so it's barbarian, monk, fighter, rogue, blood hunt. That's actually pretty balanced.
yeah.
All martials. The power that Wesley is going to gain is going to be mental link.
Well, blood hunters are a caster.
They are.
Like a
They're
half-caster.
they're a quarter caster.
They're one of the hardest casters. So
Yippee!
Yippee!
yeah, blood hunters can be a bitch.
I'm going to set Wesley
Thanks,
as a rogue
Pathfinder.
temporarily, but Wesley will be able to change it.
They just do a lot of damage.
That's a lot of damage.
That's a lot of damage.
Hold on, let me add this. Where is it? Neural Nexus. Where are you at?
So can we ask where Wesley got his powers from?
The Neural Nexus.
Oh, sick. So we got Void Matrix, Neural Nexus, Nano Chamber, Genesis Chamber, Bioforge, and then where did Zephyr come from? Bloodworks?
Bloodworks, yeah.
Bloodworks.
Thank God nobody went the loudest weeds. I could not do with ball jokes the entire session. I couldn't do it, guys.
The power, dirty humor.
Sabondi.
Sagandis.
Did anyone else?
You don't
get
want any of
powers,
those
or is-
Sagandis nuts? Everyone else, as you will find, died.
Oh, shit. Oh, suck on these. Oh wait, that means Everly was orphaned. Holy shit.
Damn.
What an origin story.
What a yeah.
Must be considered villain art.
That will be the end of our first session.
Alrighty.
Allegro the only one with parents
Just
now?
I think I might be the only one with parents. Yeah.
Parents
Fucking
singular.
spoiled.
Well, I'm sorry that my dad isn't dead. I apologize.
Well, we don't know Wesley's backstory. We don't know Wesley's backstory yet.
That's true.
That's fair.
Wait,
I just assume, it's a
what
superhero
about Flint?
campaign.
What about Flint
Everyone's parents are
Colman?
dead.
Wesley's like, well, I'm a shitty man with shitty parents. What can I say?
You can't be a superhero unless your parents are dead. That's written down somewhere.
My mom died in a mysterious accident. That's why I'm a superhero, obviously.
Okay, so you're only half a superhero
Now you're
then.
just bragging that only one of your parents died in an accident.
Yeah, have some tact.
Oh my
You gotta
God.
finish the job.
This
What?
is still fresh. No need to rub salt in this wound.
I'm not killing my father, guys, because your dads are dead.
Hey,
I mean, it would
was
only be
not-
fair.
Being selfish.
It would only
One
be
of
fair.
us. One of us.
No. My daddy pays my bills. I need him.
Kill.
I mean, in all fairness, we don't know if Zephyr's mom is actually dead or not.
Yeah.
Considering 6 months ago she donated blood.
Fair. We will
Yeah.
only accept Allegro's dad to remain living if he pays all of our bills, not just yours.
Oh, listen, we're not that rich. My trust I don't have a trust fund.
I know this was a little different than what most TTRPGs would do, especially since this was a very heavy roleplay beginning, but that's what we want. It was definitely a little more separated, but from here on out, you guys are going to be together, so it's going to be a little more streamlined, and it's going to be like you guys making decisions together.
And maybe crying.
But this was your origin session.
Awesome.
There you go. All right, well, we'll do our
Yippee.
little outro here. Thank you everyone for watching. Let's have the GM say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Hank, let's get a goodbye from you.
Signing off.
Flint,
Flint says goodbye.
Everly,
Adios.
Wesley's not here, and then finally Zephyr.
Stutters. Yeah. No, y'all. Thanks for tuning in.
And I, of course, am Allegro, also known as Alula, your lovable streamer here. We will be playing tomorrow. We'll be going back to playing games that are Dead by Daylight instead of playing D&D constantly. But expect to jump back into the superhero campaign next Monday. We're gonna actually
That is
send
correct.
a raid
Back to our
over.
regularly scheduled autism.
You can't just say things like that. You can't just.
Can't be honest like that, you know?
Hey, it's honesty. That's what counts. All right.
Well, I will see you guys in the next one. A kiss for all of you. Mwah! See you guys tomorrow. Bye.
I feel like Hank's outro should have been pain.
Yeah.
Can I use
I
my
debated doing something like that.
powers